How's it going, man? Tomorrow here. We'll give people a couple minutes to come in while we get this show started. So that way we can explain to Mr. ARC why he lost this particular match here. Because for me personally, I'm going to tell him all the stuff that he did wrong and the stuff he's probably not going to change in the future. Because this is what I do. What's going on, everybody? So let's give people a couple minutes to get in here so that way we can get this show started. So that way we can get going. It was one in the fucking data. I'm going to wait one more minute here, then we're going to get started, all right? Mm-hmm. All right, let's get this started. I'm going to be going over here before I go to the next topic that I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to go over how and why ARC lost to AMS. All right, so let's start from the beginning. You were first in the field. You, the other 50-year-old guy. You had an idea of how to change things within a specific marketplace. Let's skip the validity of what you were offering. But you were first on the scene in the black space that I've seen. So you have to understand that when you're the first person on the scene in a specific place where anybody can do what you're doing as proven as soon as you got here, you have to realize that you have to protect your ideas. All of them. And so when you come to a space with things you claim to be the progenitor of, and you don't protect your ideas with trademarks, slogan marks. You got to have a lawyer on deck who can send cease and desist letters to people. So that way you can destroy careers before they even get off the ground doing what you do well. You refuse to have a sort of press service. They don't cost that much. In order to make sure that your ideas are protected or that you are the first one on the market doing such things. So this is how you lost to AMS. That's the business thing of what you did wrong. The other thing that you did wrong is that you told the same stories over and over again. No matter what panel you was on, no matter what the issue or concept came to be, you monopolized the conversation and you talked about the exact same stories over and over again. Anyone knows that today the battles are won and lost in data. AMS does not have a black audience. AMS has an audience. It's easy to bullshit people in the black sector of YouTube. All you got to do is promise them a higher Ho IQ, and they'll believe anything that you have to say. But your relatability is not going to carry over into the wider market in the fucking demo. Because you don't have to show receipts if you're fucking relatable. You're not relatable. You don't have a relatable story that people can follow. Clint Scales, relatable story in the demo. You can follow that guy. Who is it? What's his name? Donovan Sharp, relatable story, can show receipts, has a pathway you can follow. Products on the market. I'm not sure whether they work or not. That's not even part of it. The point is, their product have changed over the years, and your product have not changed at all. So if you go to the same places, talking about the same shit, pretty much reinventing the wheel all the time, anybody with the least level of business acumen can pick up all this stuff, repackage it, and call it his own shit. Because you just don't have a higher business acumen along with the data, along with a relatable life to provide people. Those dudes are far younger than you. They would be considered a failure if they were to make it to your age doing the same exact shit that they're doing now. This is why you were easily usurped by new people coming into the market. Me personally, I don't give a shit about the field one way or another. But at the end of the day, you started from a lie, making it look like there was not a problem. And how those other people beat your ass, they did the same shit you were doing, but they said that there was a problem. Let me assist and help you with that. That's the basic difference of what they did versus what you did. Y'all like the video? So you have to understand that if you're in a field that you quite easily could have controlled every single person of getting in. Look at the NBA and the NFL. When there's a team on sale, do they allow anybody with money to just walk up and buy one of those teams? The answer is no, they don't. The reason being, they want to control the company to which they keep around them. This is the level of power that you and the other 50-year-old fuck nigga had when it came to this shit. So when a person can come in and do the same shit that you're doing, and it's better than you at doing it by doing the same exact thing that you're doing, the only thing they have is a more relatable story and different stories to tell along the path. That's why you're going to lose. We know what the revelations were that came up on Ramil and Mir's show. You have to understand that you do irreparable harm to your personal brand for a guy supposed to be a seduction specialist. And you turn around and get in a fucking situation like that, dude, you lose all fucking credibility. The smarter move in that, when you fuck up like that, is to not tell a goddamn soul about what you fucked up. This is why you keep your personal life and your business life separate. Stephen King, he also writes books. Do you know what's happening in his personal life? Fuck no. Why? The professional part and the business part and the private part are all different. And the only way that it can look like it could be working is if you was in some Donovan Sharp situation where he can show who he's dating and how she looks and all that kind of stuff. But see, you can't do that. And when you have people who can offer levels of relatability that you can't offer, you're finished. I know you want to pull up on people. You know, you want to, AMS stole all my shit. No, he didn't. It wasn't locked down. It wasn't locked down. And it still ain't locked down now. Because you can still play the data and analytics game, but see, you can't appeal to the demo. So you think that your story, the way it sits right now, can relate to anybody in this space? With all the information that you have on the market, do you really think that they're going to be coming to you for information going forward? Even if AMS was in the same situation as you, there's so little known about this guy other than what he puts out that it doesn't matter one way or the other. Because you have to understand that you can only saturate yourself in the market only if you have new information to bring to the market or new experiences to bring to the market. But when you keep coming out acting insecure that you really have this grandiose reputation to actually protect, you can protect your reputation by how you act and what you do. So anybody with even a little bit of savvy can come in and take your whole business model away from you, which is not yours because you didn't trademark anything, and come in and do it better than you and not say much. You're right, Solo. It's 30 years outdated. You aged out. Dude, there's no way you and like a younger dude just starting to do this, you got 30 years on that dude, but both of y'all are doing the same thing. You're both at the same starting point. You see that? Which story is more relatable? The guy who's 25 or maybe even 40 years old, who has total control over his life, living the best life he got and talking about the same stuff, or the guy who's just talking about the same stuff? You could have went to any number of consultants to get this fixed. But at the end of the day, you decided not to fix it because you knew better. It's too late now to fix the stuff. I mean, you're finished. But at the end of the day, you had total control over this market. You and that other guy. So this guy doesn't understand the irreparable harm that he's doing to himself by sharing the stage and agreeing with you and having a self-improvement summit, bringing the other 50-year-old fuck nigga right along with him. But he has the nerve to talk about self-improvement for men, when we know what both of y'all motherfuckers stand for. You can't fix it now. I mean, there's too much of your personal shit out there now. You can't fix this shit. And you know how I feel about the fucking industry. But I'm just saying, as a businessman, in these business moves that you made, this shit was never meant to fucking work. Let me tell you what you're actually like. There's McDonald's, there's Burger King, there's Hardee's / Carl's Jr., and then there is no. That's all four. At some point, Wendy's had one of the worst menus here, regardless of the food. I'm just telling you what they look like. All across the country, everybody else kept modernizing their product. Like McDonald's started renovating all their stores, putting up new stuff, making things look different. Burger King saw what McDonald's was doing, did all the same things. Carl's Jr. was always way ahead of them in doing that, especially out west. You know what Wendy's did? They didn't do a damn thing. Especially with all these new restaurants popping up on the market, doing stuff way better than even the big boys are able to do. Wendy's decided not to do any of that, not even modernize their product or anything. So they came close to bankruptcy and almost being liquidated before being taken over by somebody else. They renovated all their stores, they modernized their menu, and they brought themselves from the brink. That is something that you could have did immediately once you got into this space. You had to sit down and have a certain type of plan of how you was going to be able to face yourself to the public. But you were starting from a lie. You were starting from actually not. You was trying to gaslight dudes into making it look like it wasn't no problem and that your books were fixing it. Those other people in your same field, they just said, look, it's true, it's messed up. Let's solve it. These are the things that are happening in the marketplace. Look out for this. While you start to do it later, the stuff that you had in these books cannot be practiced today, man. As soon as social media came out, man, it made your whole product obsolete. As soon as the dating game got the way it got, where everything wasn't based on pickup artistry, you should have pulled every single one of your books from the marketplace, sit down with a consultant, probably somebody who's younger, like a Clean Scales or even a Donovan Sharp or somebody like that, to help you re-edit your book and re-release them. You still would have been on top. This is why 50-year-old fuck nigga can't hold no fucking independent conferences. This shit's not relatable. And today you have to show some type of results or have a relatable story, and you can't do neither. This is why you lost. Because you was on top of the mountain. And since you climbed the mountain, you didn't think that people can just fly over the mountain and airdrop to the top of the motherfucker where you at and kick you right off your fucking mountain. You were the gatekeeper in this motherfucker. When that dude busted on the scene, yeah. And you probably tried it and you probably blew him off and shit. But you have to realize that the proper amount of consulting can turn any situation around. You just got to stop thinking that you know it all about everything in order to do it. The last 4 or 5 years, you could have completely stormed the fucking market. Could have been on TV and all that shit. But you decided to hold when you should have been out trading. That's why you lost. And that's why this whole market is saturated. See, if you would have came out with a National Association of Dating Coaches, and you would have put some things hard and in writing, and like you, Ron Wills, and like who else, Lucario, and all you guys would have been able to shut out these new people from coming into the union. So that way they're not like wildcats, you know, like the people who come out and like challenge unions. They were just seen as frauds. But see, you didn't do that. Y'all allowed anybody to come into the marketplace. And when you allow anybody to come into any type of marketplace that you claim to be the head of or the starter of and don't protect it, you get easily overran by people who are just a little bit more business savvy than you are. Doesn't create, I know they're outdated. This right here is just a business type of conversation of where he went wrong and how he should have fixed this and how he could have got in front of all this. It's way too late now. It's way too late now. But these are the type of things that go on when you don't take business seriously. You get easily cleaned out the marketplace. Happen to me all the time. This is why I have to, whenever I'm home, I pound the pavement. Any new development go up, I'm right over there, seeing what they ship, trying to get over there, trying to get a piece of the local action. This is what you had to do to stay on top. You wasn't self-improving. You thought you was the most improved status of person within that field, and that's how I got taken away from you. Dude, you could have took this to heights, never known. You could have wrote different type of books for different type of cultures, but you did it wrong. And this is why you lost to AMS, because he's just a better businessman than you are. And better businessmen are not necessarily smarter. They're just savvier about getting better help to help them do something. Most people who run businesses, you don't even meet them, but they damn sure know that they ain't got all the answers. And them, like me, we learned a very key point. It's not important to have all the answers. It is damn sure important to know where to look to find the answers. Your job as a business owner is to take credit for shit, not get beat out by new people who come into the marketplace. It's simple. The customer's always right, and you better be able to relate to that customer better than your competition. It doesn't matter if you got a better product. If you can't relate to the customer, you're finished. If you ain't got a relatable story to the customer, you're finished. This is not about the validity of the product. This is talking about where things went wrong. That's going to be my second portion of it after this is over. How you protect the brand? You protect the brand with legal enforcement. You don't protect the brand by showing up in somebody's comment section every time your name's brought up. That's exactly what it was. Limited by own ego. That's how I lost my first company. Not listening to people. Yeah. Once some bed bugs started biting on my motherfucking ass in downtown Louisville, yeah, I started to listen to motherfuckers after that shit. Couldn't wait to fucking listen to competent fucking professionals on how to grow shit. Couldn't wait. But sometimes it's not where you fall and how you can pick yourself up. It's when. And that when is right now, and it's one of the worst times ever for you. Because like I said before, if you don't get this type of help, life circumstances could change for you, and then you're stuck forever behind the 8 ball. And all you got to sell is the old stories of how this stuff used to work, pre-Me Too. To tell you the truth, anybody who's calling themselves trying to do all this shit post-Me Too is fucking crazy. Y'all need to be focused on y'all goddamn productivity so that way you can leave this shit the fuck alone. I've always been very clear about that in the first beginning. But a lot of things in Black America is kind of relegated around how much respect of nearly impossible women to deal with that you have. It's not like those women are treating those guys any better. It's just a whole looks thing. So we're done with that. And he could have been the gatekeeper for all this shit. Him and 50-year-old fuck nigga. So now when you got a new person who's always flanked by you on the panels, if that dude is trying to take your market share and make it his, he's just doing the same shit that AMS did. He's just doing it a different way. Using your reputation and putting it in a younger model of you by acting just like you, trying to fill men with insecurities around the quote-unquote body game, and then tell niggas that they self-improving by getting access to the same fucking women they should have stayed away from. Not hard. Easiest fucking thing on the planet. But see, you're so in need of attention no matter where it's shown to you that you'll team up with any fucking body. And that's also a bad deal for anybody in business. You don't see AMS trying to bring motherfuckers up or putting motherfuckers on. If you're at the top, you don't do shit like that. Especially if anybody can do what you do. Come on, man. But you have to understand that this is how you lost the business aspect of what you did. Personally, I don't even give a fuck. It don't even matter. I'm just saying, I don't like when people fuck up good business shit. So let's move away from the ARC portion of it. So let's start talking about this brand shit. My original point that I was going to make. All right, man. You have to understand within the Black community overall, just because you got a fucking brand and that you make money off bullshitting people, for the most part, because you can't show any results, doesn't mean that you're owed that shit, man. And you can't allow somebody to come in and say, well, I'm a businessman, you should respect me. No, motherfucker, you better have a good ass product. Otherwise, I'm not associating myself with this bullshit. Just because you Black, it don't mean shit. So you have to realize in business, because this is a business stream, you got to be able to work on your craft so that way you could be the best at it. Chris McDonald, a lot of people do that shit. In fact, most fraternity people do that shit. It's an instant built-in audience, instant relatability. Y'all both pledged at the same fraternity, instant relatability. That's a market you don't even have to actually work for or towards. If you went to college, instant relatability. Me, I'm a veteran, instant relatability. With the war like the rest of these motherfuckers, instant relatability. That's what that's about. This is why for the most part, I don't even challenge veterans or say shit to them unless they come at me on some crazy shit. But you have to understand that you have to work on your craft and be the best at your craft. And stop trying to be seen all the motherfucking time based on what field that you're in. Yeah, that's good business to associate yourself with a fraternity. Hell yeah. Why you think outside my place it says veteran-owned fucking business? When these people come to my shit, they can see that I'm a veteran-owned fucking business. Why you think that's the first thing that they see? Because I go for the relatability first before my business. Because they know that military people are fucking got their shit in order. Military people ain't up to some fucking bullshit. Military people care about doing a good fucking job. Because that's what you've been socialized into within that actual career field. Doesn't matter if you were kicked out or not. They don't know that shit. They ain't pulling up no DD-214s. They don't know that shit. They just see, oh shit, military. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's it. So that's where we at on this right here. Skills and abilities are what's going to win the day going forward. A lot of this day-to-day shit, dude, you're going to need to have a skill. You need to stop fucking with the anybody job and start fucking with the somebody jobs. You're going to have to need to be somebody out here to go through specialized training to do something that nobody else can do. Once you get into that position, you are to figure out ways to turn that into a part-time 1099 situation and eventually a small business situation. That's the thing. And this is why I say self-improvement is about an actual fucking career field that you're currently in, that you're working from one era of starting to the actual top of it. IT is too many different ways, but I guarantee you this, all the motherfuckers know who the fuck Bill Gates is and all this products and all that shit. They know who's the CEO of Oracle. You see, that's what you got to do when you're self-improving. It's also about getting people who are along on that path. And you actually should care and give a shit about where your ideas are being spent and the time that you spend on them. Because if not, you're just going to be believing anybody. As long as you have a bad end goal, dude, you'll believe anybody. You'll believe anything. You'll believe any of this fucking bullshit out here. Because he probably can't work with anybody. He says he don't work well with other people. He says that. So if you can't work well with other people and you need other people to get ahead and you're at the top of the fucking mountain and all somebody got to do is just walk in with basic consulting, you lose. That's what happens. But we got to make sure that we self-improving for the right reasons, though. Like, we're not giving all this shit back to the people who never tried. We're not doing that because male agency is far more important than female validation. Way more important. Yeah. All you gotta do is look at any black space. What do people want to see? Hip hop news, shit that's going on social media, responding to some whack ass bitch that said on social media. Crazy. Yeah, that's it. Again, it's relatability. Think about it. It's like John Madden on TV right now talking about defenses back in the fucking 50s. It would seem extremely fucking stupid to have somebody on TV to keep doing that. This is why they had to go with a younger crew of retired people who was in the NFL to fucking represent the brand. I really don't think that it's that bizarre. It's just that's what been socialized for people to actually talk about. Because when you run into most of these people in this space, most of the women who I come in contact with, they all about this goofy ass fucking social media shit. But you got to make sure that you got a path that people can follow and that people can fucking respect. Not for the most part. Not for the most part. I do because I'm not trying to have a good looking product. I'm wanting motherfuckers to listen to what I'm talking about and go practice this shit and get their fucking life straight. Like me, I'm not supposed to have a channel this big. I'm a black dude talking about self improvement. Like for real self improvement. So that's the deal, man. But see, it's all about the end goal of your self improvement and the things that you intend to brag on once you're self improved. See, the things that you brag on once you're self improved is the reason why you did the shit. So if you're trying to waive sexual access for the women who also don't respect you and from the guys who you're actually part of the class of, you just seem to be incredibly stupid for doing so. And that's not some honest shit, to be quite honest with you. Again, the relatability of this shit is important. Yeah, so apparently on the 11th, we're still looking for an opponent to debate me on who's a better model for how we're going to bring Black America forward. And they're still trying to find somebody else to debate me on that particular topic and subject. So that way we can see who has a better model of moving Black men forward. So that way we can start making sure that we're self-improving for reasons that make sense. And also make sure that we don't slip in and allow anybody else to kind of level up their bullshit through this fucking space that they claim that they're not fucking a part of. That's all that's about. It ain't about nothing else. Just that. So we put the link out there so that way we can move forward. Get up out of here after about an hour. So, hold a second. Hold on, Blackheart. Yeah. It's a pump and dump. That's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut the market off so there could be nobody in this space who can come in here, who can turn around and try to hoodwink people and try to turn into some bullshit on the side, man. No, man, we ain't allowing that bullshit no more. I mean, he even admitted himself that he doesn't have any ideas for black male leadership. He is a dating coach. That is what he does. I didn't say that. He said it in the email. I just want y'all to have better results within y'all personal life, man. And to not give these people, these women who are hanging around here, looking for the low-hanging fruit, looking for the guys who ain't really all that dedicated to their path, they're here to sieve you down like ripe corn. And as soon as things go wrong, most of these adults in this sector ain't going to do a damn thing about it. So y'all need to understand how that shit works. Again, we're not self-improving and bragging on ran-throughs. Makes you look dumb, makes you look stupid, makes you look non-competitive. No, I mean, you could talk all day about somebody who's not going to change. Who ain't going to change because dude, he's not trying to. He's trying to sell his books. Yeah, Dapper D, XXX. Yeah. Yeah, they do. These women ain't trying to change, man. This is why you got to leave them alone. This is why you have to disregard them all and make them compete for you. But see, you got to be self-improving to a point to where any chick can't just get in your face and just start talking a whole bunch of nonsense and get on. Because that's also another problem here. What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's going on, MOT?
Oh, nothing much, man. I was just going over the business aspect of what this dude did wrong. Not like the validity of the product. I don't really give a shit about that. Because he still seems to think that, oh, you're a Patreon of AMS who does the same shit. I'm like, he don't do the same shit that you do. And he don't do business the same way that you do business. And it's like, you still don't fucking get it. Like, dude, you lost for a very specific reason that you're still not getting.
Well, I'm not a businessman, so I can't really. I mean, I like to be one day, but as of now, I'm not. Well, you know what I do for a living.
Yeah.
And I will say, as a consumer, and this isn't against ARC or anything like that, but I do like AMS. You know how when you're always going in on dating coaches, I always defend AMS because I really think he comes off as authentic. And
yeah,
also,
that's what I said. Relatability. That's
okay.
The first thing. The first thing was he didn't lie about the problem from the first beginning.
True.
He said there was a problem. Here's how you solve the shit. First of all, you got to stop giving a fuck like they stop giving a fuck.
True.
And that's some honest ass fucking shit.
And once again, I don't know if ARC does this, but I know people like Steve the Dean does it. He didn't come up pretending to be some type of, extraordinarily exceptional human being that.
Yeah, he did actually do worse than Steve the Dean. Yeah, right. He actually did worse than Steve the Dean, but he kind of dialed it back.
Well, who, AMS?
No, ARC. See,
I don't know how ARC's work, so I can't really speak to that. But I'm saying there are a lot of dating coaches who just feel like, they're infallible, and if you're having problems, the problem is you and only you. He didn't come with that angle. He didn't come with, you're your problem and I'm your solution, which is very annoying. So he came.
Like, here's the thing: when they all came to the space at the same time, Steve the Dean, ARC, and like Ron Wills, they all was doing like a variation of that kind of shame bullshit. There is no problem. Follow my shit. I'm the exceptional individual who's gonna fucking help you out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they were all doing that because they were the only ones on the scene at the time. And this was like the prevailing type of conventional wisdom amongst the people who had the answers.
Mm-hmm.
And so when new people came to the market who was far younger, it kind of calls into question if these people are 20 and sometimes 30 years older than the new people who come out on the market, what's the validity of the older people who are not in the demo who's starting this shit from a lie? They just took the same shit and just told the truth and did all the same shit rather than tell a lie and do all the same shit. Right now, it's about personalities. Right now, it is about personalities. Because I guarantee you this, there isn't anything new that's come across here. It's all recycled information. But
Right.
recycled information looks a hell of a lot better with somebody you can relate with versus somebody who you can't relate with. Based on, a lot of factors. Age, how they come off with the Steve the Dean shit, yada, 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 at all.
Well, one of the things I most like about AMS is that how can I say this? He doesn't limit you. It's
Correct.
it's kind of weird how so many dating coach limits you. Like if the end goal, to quote AMS, is to fuck her ass to sleep and kick her ass to the curb. Is to fuck the bitch to sleep and kick her ass to the curb. If the end goal is that, then it really doesn't matter what legal means you take to get there.
Yeah.
So, but it seems like other brothers in particular, they're always like, oh yeah, but was she black? Was she American? Was she this? Was she this? Was she this? Did you say this? Did you tell the truth? Did you walk up to her and say, I want to fuck you in the ass in the rain in the garbage can? Like, it's like, what?
So they're trying to put the burden of proof on like people like me. Like, well, why aren't you married? I'm like, first of all, my life isn't based around female validation or the need to look married. I don't have any intentions on mistreating anybody.
Uh-huh.
So what the fuck do I look like rushing into a bad business deal that I don't get shit anything out of just to prove the point to them? And they make it look like that's a point for them. No, that's a point for me.
True.
Because I'm in control and in charge here. So it's not like I'm just getting married to be married just to satisfy somebody. That's stupid and crazy.
Right. Also the receipts. AMS has, and I don't know if ARC does too. Once again, I'm more familiar with AMS's work.
No, he haven't.
Okay, but
just like
I'll go for it.
Yeah. I mean, like the older people is nothing but style with the mouth. No receipts.
Okay.
And they don't got personal lives that actually add up to the fact that they have any type of verification of process. Like a younger guy would easily be able to show a woman, or like a Marco Grande can come out with 25 beautiful women, and they probably couldn't show that shit over a lifetime, even though they claim to have 25 years of fucking experience doing this shit.
So yeah, so once again, Marco Grande unlike with AMS would never shame Marco Grande and say, oh yes, but like there's always a but with some of the dating coaches. There's always a, but I mean, AMS, he's ruthless. He's like, take a bitch so I don't care, say whatever the fuck you want, do whatever the fuck you want. So I appreciate his honesty and candor in that, because it shows a sense of brotherhood over otherhood.
Yeah.
But
here's another thing. It's a different type of motivation versus a shame basis of motivation. It's a different type of motivational tactic.
Right. Well, it's not. He's not motivating. He's giving strategies, just like his name suggests.
No. I mean, but it's strategies. But at the end of the day, he's still motivating these people to move somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. Yeah. But it's funny how I came across his channel because it was some white MGTOW dude that was making fun of him. And I was like, oh man, this dude, he's funny, but he's a clown. Because the way it was edited and stuff, because he started off as like not really anti-MGTOW. I don't think he understood what it was. I think that he was just anti-celibate, and then or celibacy. And then, you know, he so the white dude was making fun of him. I thought the shit was funny, so I click on in his accent and shit. And come to find out, he has some interesting points. So now I'm not saying I listen to all his videos, but I do. If I see, I'm subscribed to him, and if I see a nice title, I'll click on it.
I mean, I'm subscribed to him. I'm a Patreon of his. I've been probably like a day one Patreon of his.
Okay.
And I never. There's a lot of people I fucking support that I probably shouldn't be. But at the end of the day, support is support. I mean, you know, I get the emails and the vlogs. I mean, I don't need the help, but it's just that I like the fact that he's telling you to do something rather than I'm the expert. And if you were just to follow all this shit, you'll be fine. Like, no, it's a different thing. It's a different thing of when you listen to somebody versus another, what you get out of it as a business person.
Well, he's selling you the product as opposed to saying that he is the product.
Correct. That's the thing.
So, you know, because and really, and this really goes to for me, for Steve the Dean, you know, like when he, you know, it's like, I am the product, like, you know, you should be like me. It's like, well, wait a minute, you know, are you selling me on how to be more like you, or are you just saying, are you just making me want the product? Because I don't think that there's an actual product involved here.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, like, you know how I do with just be calling people bitches for no reason? Like, what are you doing? Do you trying to sell a product here, man? Do you can't be humiliating your potential market base? Like,
Steve Dean does that?
Yeah, like, oh God. I mean, yeah, when he was on O'Shea show, that's what he was doing. I really haven't paid attention to him outside of that.
Well, I don't either. I mean, he shows up on people I like because I fucks with Donovan Sharp and O'Shea, so he shows up there. And
okay.
You know, but no, I don't know if he has his own thing going on, but I do know it's extremely annoying to me.
No, that's cool. Like I say, I mean, you know, there are other options, and there are other people who are obviously more, you know, advanced and a hell of a lot more, you know, savvier and more successful. So it's good to have options and choice out there.
Right. So yeah, I'm not really much for the dating coach industry per se, but I will say that. Yeah, I will say that AMS is some new level on it, you know.
Yeah, and I explained how it is new and how he didn't upgrade or update his product because he was on top when he first got here. All three of them was.
Mm-hmm.
So him, Ron Wills, and like Lucario, and maybe there was like 4 or 5 more of them dudes. But O'Shea brought these dudes in, and they could form like a cartel where they could completely control power to the actual people.
Mm-hmm.
They completely could have did that. And I went over how that, you know, kind of works and how he kind of dropped the ball on not really protecting his actual brand and probably still isn't. And then, you know, you allow parts of your personal life to come into this YouTube shit, and it just fucks up your credibility and your products overall when this shit happens, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I had on it. You know, it is not disparaging the guy. You know, he called me to a debate. I'm like, okay, we're going to debate an actual issue that we're going to debate. What's the future of black men? And he said that I'm a dating coach, and let's debate the validity of that. I'm like, dude, we don't need to debate that. All I got to do is look over cross-culturally and see that a dating coach doesn't need to interface with women. The only reason why they need to interface with women is because men didn't do what they were supposed to do to restrict women's choice.
So Taz is going to be there for that?
No, I don't think he is. I think that somebody else probably wants to. I mean, because we really need to see where this shit's going. Because if somebody else has a better deal that isn't based on actual skills and abilities and trying to do some other type of thing, then we need to hear that. Because, you know, if we allow the nigger farms to just farm more niggas, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. But if you can kind of spray some pesticide over these fucking crops that ain't supposed to be growing, then that's a better deal. So,
well, we'll save, you know, stuff like that. for tonight. Because that's a good one, but it's better fresh. It's better as a zinger.
Yeah.
But all right. So I will say this though. That would have been a good debate. Too bad Taz can't make it. I'm trying to think of who would be a good
Taz replacement. I don't know.
Huh?
A Taz replacement. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't really because Taz is the poster child for niggas. So it's like. I don't know who would be a strong enough nigga advocate to replace him. Most certainly not ARC. But I'm trying to think who would, because he would just and in his defense, it does.
Don't time nobody out. Don't time nobody out. Don't delete no comments. Just let them talking shit. But go ahead, Benja.
No. I mean, because basically he would just be there. It makes sense that he wouldn't do it because he would just be there, as a opponent to you, not really as a proponent for niggadom. So he would lose just in that. And so I can understand his side on that, but I'm trying to think who is like a strong nigga advocate that could go against you. I can't think of anybody right now, personally.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I hope something happens tonight, but who knows?
Yeah, but those are the things that happen, man. When you challenge these fuckboys heroes, well, they get mad in the motherfucker, but they cannot debate the actual issue and topic, which is not debating is how the fuck we got here in the first place, right? Not comparing these ideas or even holding people to the actual results of the actual conversation is the actual thing here that we're trying to engage in. Rather than just deal with the fucking results of shit that happened, we need to be able to move this thing into a better light rather than just let niggas level up on people's insecurities and then try to turn that shit into some type of business model. Like, fuck all that.
So people were saying C Boogie is not a nigga advocate.
No.
And
who the fuck
so yeah, so we're talking about, so of course there's contention between C Boogie and MOT right now, but
no, I mean,
it's not for this debate. We're looking for somebody for this debate,
Yeah, I mean, but Mick's absolute knowledge, he is married. I'm not sure what the home situation is. It pretty much don't matter at all. But I don't think you could give that type of information being that he's in a married environment. Like somebody who was probably married before like the dating app era where like a woman could like summon 100 dicks to her location no matter how she fucking looks. You know what I'm saying? But she just radioing in a fucking dick strike.
and no dating coach that I know of ever brings that up. They never bring that up, that look, the market is fucked up. They try to make it seem like the market is only fucked up for people who are not me. And if you want to be in a situation where the market is not fucked up, then subscribe to my Patreon, read my books.
It's like, dude, listen, man. I went to Germany, I had no fucking problem. Same for when I went to Texas. Why? Better fucking variety of people. So right. Like I wasn't like over producing in an under returning market. Like when people don't travel, that's the actual shit that they end up in.
Right.
So it's not like, especially when they purposefully set themselves in those type of markets. That's ultimately what's different.
Mm-hmm.
And what they don't understand is that productivity can get you nearly everywhere. Game can't really get you the type of money that productivity can. Productivity is respected everywhere. Game is considered dishonest fucking bullshit and pretentious fuckery at best, nearly everywhere. Because values and shit actually matter in some place. This is why when some of these guys travel to other places, they don't like the shit, because they just can't style their way into a fucking woman's heart. And even if you do, you probably gonna end up getting the brakes beat off you by the fucking local fucking man in the area.
Well, I mean, I'm not really against game, but if you're selling it, then sell it. You're not like no one is actually selling game. They're just trying to convince you that they have it,
That's the deal.
and perhaps and perhaps the intention is to sell it to you. You know, like look, I have it, and if you want it, buy this. Now, I haven't bought any of Stephen Dean's or anybody's books like that, so I can't really say that. You know, but like nobody.
It's different. It's different than okay. The social phenomena of needing to know how to navigate this marketplace is one thing, but the actual I am the ambassador, the overall overlord of game. If you don't fucking listen to me, something wrong with you type shit. Yeah, I got a problem with that shit because you're not telling the truth about why you need it. You're actually marketing yourself as the answer versus acknowledging that there's a problem, then going for an answer. What's going on, Blackheart?
Hey, what's happening? How's everything?
What's going on,
Blackheart?
Is I doing okay so far?
Yeah, man. So what I was doing, I was going over the business because I don't want to disparage the guy any more than I already have. But he's still going on other people's panels saying stuff out of his mouth about me or being a party to somebody who is. So it's like this. You explain to him business wise why he lost because he still doesn't understand why that is.
Truth be told, I'm largely unfamiliar with what happened between him and AMS, but I did listen to him and I listened to C Boogie. I didn't get a chance to hear the whole thing, but I did hear them where they started going in. They, I guess, on the surface they sounded reasonable, but I happen to know some of the background. At the time I listened, the last thing I heard was them going in on you and going in on Game Changer
Really?
about Stovegate, and they, yeah, that was the last thing I remember hearing day before yesterday, and they were saying that and you probably heard all of this Game Changer. They were saying that had she been American, you would have taken a completely different attitude towards any request for any kind of appliances.
But see, Blackheart, that's not right there. Like you have to understand what they're doing with what they're complaining about. They're
Yeah.
actually trying to equalize it, so that way you shouldn't leave. You only should deal with something that they want you to deal with, and so the way they're coming at it as insert American woman, then let's reset conversation. Like, no, let's insert woman he had relationship with and keep it there. Let's not
Hmm.
change the basis of the argument to please women in the fucking chat. Because that's what they're here to do. They're here to shame men for actually not picking a certain person versus allowing the person to have their free control. Because see, here's the thing. We got all the control in the world when it comes to trying to put women on a pedestal and not giving a shit about what she chooses. Game Changer exercise same rights as women. Somehow Game Changer has problem women don't get checked. That's the problem.
Yeah, the
So
double
this,
standard is everything.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
well, I mean, just to be clear, she didn't request it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would be leery, Blackheart, of any woman in any country who makes a request like that. So I don't know if you know the whole story, but after being there for a while, we went to the store and I had every intention on surprising her by getting a playpen for her kid. And then I seen that the stoves were really cheap, and I knew that she didn't have one, so I offered. That was it.
You know, much of the story is now being told versus
Yeah.
how they tried to present the story.
Well,
Well, to
yeah.
be honest, I was aware at that time that I didn't know the full story. I didn't know how well you knew each other, and so
Oh,
I didn't really get in on it. I listened, but I didn't really get in on it. Later on, someone asked me, and I said, "Well, I wouldn't buy a stove in a case like that, but I also don't know everything that's going on. I do know that the argument that they tried to preemptively uh, they try to preemptively tear down an argument But to me, that argument was one you couldn't tear down. And if I wanted to, I would just simply not bring it up in the first place. And they tried to say that you were going to say that, well, she's going to appreciate it more than somebody in let's say Baltimore would.
Well, yeah,
In my
because they already have a stove. Like, I think a person with no stoves would appreciate a stove more than a person who has one. Like, what are you going to do with two stoves? Like, it's a ridiculous comparison. That's the one that they were making that's the one that Cerulean, and that guy's an idiot by every definition of the word. But that's the one that he was making. Like, why you never bought an American one? It's like, because like here in America, property owners are required to provide stoves to all of its tenants. And most homeowners, if you can afford a home, you can afford the stove. So it's not even a comparison. It's a whole different dynamic.
Well, the other issue too is that, I heard him and C Boogie say something similar. I heard C Boogie say that there were certain parts of Baltimore you could go to and you buy something and they would be grateful. The thing is this, and this is what they did not address. See, both of them, for whatever reason, whether it's the gym or just experience or pre-selection or the pheromones, whatever the case is, they don't get the same results that the average man's going to get in the same scenario. So they may come across the ones that would say, okay, thank you for doing X, Y, and Z. But I could tell you that we're pretty much here because we understand that that's not equal across the board. Different buyers, different men doing the same thing for the same person can get a different reaction. And that's really what we're seeing. We're seeing it exaggerated in the West.
Okay.
Whereas, where you were, you may not be seeing an exaggerated reaction based on who did it. So, and like I said, I didn't know the full story. I only knew I wouldn't have done so, but I also didn't know everything else. I came in late. I admitted that when somebody else asked me about it later on. Yeah, I wouldn't have done it, but what do I know? I do know that the appreciation is not the same. Everybody knows that this is an open secret. And this is not only something that's
they want to
known.
bypass that though, Blackheart, and try to equalize it along other levels outside of appreciation. Like that's what they were trying to do. Like they tried to make it look like appreciation aside, I never would have done the shit. But at the end of the day, it's like, why would you do that when the appreciation is exactly why he fucking did it?
I'm sorry, say the last sentence again.
I say the appreciation is actually why he did it.
That would make sense. It's very logical.
But see, here's the thing, Blackheart. It wasn't that I wanted to be appreciated by her, though I did. It was because I appreciated what she did for me.
Yeah.
I'm in a foreign country, and she gave me a place to stay, saving me hundreds of dollars on a hotel. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. That's a good reason.
Imagine, you take a trip to England or something, because I had this conversation with Jessica X last night. So I was like, look, Jessica X, if you fly me into England, or if I'm in England and and you let me stay with you and take me on a tour of London, the bridge, Big Ben, changing of the guards, the palace, and all that shit. If you do that, then yeah, I'll give you a reward. Hey, I appreciate shit like that. All that's expensive. So it was.
So in the end, you didn't come out further behind than you would have if you had done this for somebody in the States. You came out further ahead.
Much okay. Just let's forget all the money she saved me, because people charge foreigners a different price for everything. So she going into the restaurant or anywhere to order the food is saving me money and shit like that. But let's get past that for a second. The taxis, she saved me a grip just on taxis alone. But we can ignore that. So a hotel is like $60 a day, right?
Yes.
Plus tax there. And we're talking, and then that's the regular. So I don't even know how much the gringo price is. Maybe it's 90, but let's just go with the 60. So, so I saved $240 just not getting a hotel.
Yeah.
And I got and the stove cost $200. I don't see what the big deal about it. So yeah, I didn't know that they were still talking on it. It's weird. It's weird to get this kind of reaction from something, because it's really just, and I'm getting this type of reaction from niggas that make it rain at the strip club. It's
Isn't that crazy?
you,
Oh Lord have mercy.
so
Okay, yeah.
it,
Yeah, well,
it's weird.
that's why I wanted to hear your take on it. I mean, I wanted to hear your side of it before I could make any definitive comment on it.
Yeah.
Uh, and the
Yeah,
thing
but
is that
look at it though. The more you
you know what
find
I've
out
been through a
about the
similar
story, the
scenario.
more reasonable it sounds, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, I've been through a similar scenario where you go somewhere, and you know what, we're rebelling against the type of price discrimination that is being justified simply because of every negative stereotype we don't fit. Well, I've been somewhere where they raise the prices because you don't speak the language, or you speak it with an accent, and so they raise the price, and you by yourself cannot convince them to tell you the real price, even if you know
Exactly.
it and you tell it to them. They're like, no, you're not from here. I know you're not. I'm telling you it's X, Y, and Z. I swear to God, I paid 5 times that to get this. And then when you go with somebody that's from there, they realize, yeah, nobody's going to believe this. So I might as well go ahead and tell the truth at that point. I've seen that before. So you've actually, instead of being a victim of some kind of price discrimination, according to your side of the story, you've
Mhm.
become you have escaped from being a victim of it, and if anything, you come out ahead. Well, see, it's like this. I compare it to a candy store before. When I think I got started about May, last May. I compared it to a
Mhm.
candy store we were dealing with in the West.
Mhm.
You are the respectful customer, and of course, everybody wants the same kind of candy that the store owner has.
Mhm.
He's got a variety, but everybody has the same favorites naturally. Now, you're willing to pay the price for the favorites
Mhm.
as long as they tell you what it is up front, as long as the sticker price is accurate when you get to the register. But what's happening is you're watching somebody go into that candy store, and they hold the bar up, okay, and then they walk out. They don't even pay for it. They just hold it up, show the guy, they walk out. They don't pay anything. So when you go there, the good stuff, the favorite is not there. So you get what is there, but then you're told to pay the same price as the favorite, higher than the sticker price for the one you picked up. And then when you say, wait a minute, hold up now, they walked out with this for free. You don't even have to sell to me, and you want me to pay the same price for this inferior snack. And then all of them start pointing at you and saying, well, you're bitter, you're a sore loser, you just got here late. And see, now that you're somewhere where you aren't paying extra for less, then they want to look at you and say, well, why did he do that? Or they want to say that somehow that you're weak. Now, one of the guys on there, I'm not going to say his name, but one of the guys on there, I
Mhm.
remember from last summer. It was like at the end of May, there was this live stream, and the first thing he said was, black men that leave are weak. And before I could tell him that I was about to do exactly that, but I wasn't stepping out the race, just out the nationality.
Mhm.
He before I could do that, he started interrupting, and then of course Taz went on a tirade and even insulted her. And
Oh, of course, yeah. Well,
yeah, so that told me everything right there. What's happened is that they've gotten used to being the one that walks in the candy store, pays less or doesn't pay anything, and gets everybody's favorite. And then they're mad because now you found somewhere where, because you were respectful, you're actually able to save by shopping there, and they're upset about it.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you
Yes,
this.
yes.
Um, what evidence do you have that they are getting a discount at the candy store? Because in
Uh,
your scenario, you actually seen them get the discount. But have you ever seen any of these guys get a discount?
I can say that I have. And as a matter of fact, back in 2001, I forgot about this after it happened, but something happened in 2017 that jarred my memory. But yeah, in 2001, I was told flat out that I was going to have to pay more to get the lesser snack, so to speak, if you will. I was
No, no.
told it was going to be a different price for me than it was for others, and but then I knew from some other guys what the reactions were. But yeah, I did, because I started hanging out with a colleague at work. He started to somewhat self style himself as a coach in this regard. And what I did was I just kind of he set it up to where I could actually see the text that he exchanged. And this is back in 2001. So it was mostly emails back then, or voice messages, um, or you just had to be able to hear what they were saying. And I
No, no,
saw,
what I mean is that what I mean is the people who promote this lifestyle online. Have
Oh,
you ever seen them get the discount in the candy store?
okay. You mean specifically those guys? Okay. As
Yeah.
far as there being a discount and price discrimination, okay, yeah, I've witnessed that. No, 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 certainly not. No, and I've noticed myself, just like MOT said, you don't get to hear the audio of what they say, um, and how what responses they get and then how they respond to those responses. You don't get to see it the way somebody can sit up and show you how you're going to upgrade your computer on YouTube. You see, you don't get to see them doing this. So no, I can't say that they definitely get them. I can
Okay.
say they act like the ones who got them.
If I were to try to sell you a product, right? If I were to try to sell you the ability to get discount candy everywhere you go, would I first have to show you that I have this ability, or would you
Yep.
just take my word for it?
Oh, no, 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 no. I'd have to see that you have some card or something that lowers the price when you show it.
Okay, you wouldn't just buy the card because I would have a card, but it's probably not valid, because
Yeah.
so I bought a coupon book, but like all the coupons were real shitty. I bought a coupon book years ago that Mothers Against Drunk Drivers sold me, and yeah, fuck them, and they sold me the coupon book, and some of them were valid. Some of them were like only in participating place, but they weren't like reasonably accessible or anything like that to make it even worth getting it. Like it was very few worthwhile coupons in there, and it was just a shitty deal. So I'm just saying, don't be like me and like scan that shit first. And this is with anything you do. Like make sure that they're selling you what they're selling. That's all.
Yeah. Exactly, exactly. And in all honesty, I've seen enough price discrimination to where I've gotten an idea as to who has to pay more, who's got to pay less, and so I don't always assume that they don't have it. It's just that I'm not going to assume right off the bat that they do. I can usually tell what they've experienced based on what they've said. That's
Oh,
the way I
sure.
can
Yeah.
tell. But yeah, at the end of the day, the thing is that what if they actually learned anything that's some kind of psychological trick, we have to look and say, okay, if they learn something like that, why is it that they're not letting you actually hear the tapes or see the videos? And I've seen maybe one or two guys that did show videos. They weren't us. They were some of Zaddy's kids, and especially one I can remember, but his name I can't. He showed it was a videotape. He had a video. He had a secret camera, I think, in his jacket. He had one on a wall, so there were different perspectives from the camera, for the camera. And I did see firsthand that yeah, he was with somebody else, and it was clear discrimination. He was being disrespectful, and it was cute and funny. His friend was being respectful, and they were telling him to keep a distance. So I knew, okay, yeah, this does happen. I know it happened before. But as far as black dating coaches, I can't necessarily always say which ones. I mean, there are no tapes, no videos. They just kind of tell you that I'll tell you what it is. The ones that immediately go in on their customers as if their
Oh,
customers were somehow at fault or wrong for not being able to read minds and not know that they were being lied to as kids right off the bat. I understand that they may be benefiting from it, but they still don't fully understand it because they think that they just did something right that everybody else just didn't do, when in fact they just kind of had these doors open for them from the beginning. So yeah, they may know that they get a different result, but they don't understand that they get a better result when they do the same thing, nothing better. They kind of get away with more, and that's really what it is.
I mean, it allows for the infinite embellishment of the actual concept if you don't have to show any proof. Period. What's going on? Keep it technical.
Yeah, we've been making we've generally been making mistakes as a community, and I've seen that since I've left. We tend to take anything important in life, and then we assume that the solution to it has to be based on some kind of blind faith, because it's something important, it's going wrong, and it has to be just blind faith with no evidence. We tend to subconsciously make that assumption, and we're paying for it. So, well, of course, the opposite gender is important to everybody that's heterosexual, adult, and healthy. But then we start to think, okay, well, the solution must be something that it takes some blind faith. Don't ask for too much proof. It was just we're primed to do this by the church. And then when we come to something like this as adults, then we tend to, a lot of us tend to fall victim to that. When in fact we should be asking that same question the game changer asked. If you got the discount coupon book, let me scan it, or let me see you scan it, let me see it work. And really they're not able to do that.
Yeah, and here's the deal. You wouldn't need to show those type of receipts unless you had like the attitude that you are the end all and be all of this shit. It just promotes insecurity and like, okay, now I'm gonna really want to see these motherfucking receipts from this dude based off of what was being said. And it's just that's just the way the stuff is, man. It didn't make any sense. How the fuck do we got 473 people in here? What's going on? All right.
Uh,
Yeah, because y'all like the video. I didn't even look. What, 467? Yeah, it's going up for some reason. Yeah, I mean, so that's all it is. It's just that, look, there's something wrong with the market, and merely adjusting to a bad market versus playing in one that doesn't have these rules in place is a better option for men, period. Because if the average looking woman can get most high value guys, then something is wrong with the goddamn market. There's something wrong with it.
yeah, yeah. And that
It's
we
not the
are dealing.
Cleveland Browns ended up going to the playoffs regardless of what fucking how they competed in the actual regular season. There will be something wrong with the goddamn NFL.
You know something?
Yeah.
You know
Well,
something? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be asshole enough to do that. I'm going to just go up to people here in California and say, "Hey, houses aren't expensive here. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Shit, I got a great deal. You just gotta have that mouthpiece. I got a great deal in my home. Houses not that expensive. Fuck with me, and I can get you a house on the cheap. I'm gonna do that and see how." I'm gonna do that and see, how houses is then this is the best time ever to buy a house in Northern California.
yeah.
Oh, this is the best time ever to buy a house in the Bay Area. I'm definitely I'm gonna try that shit and see how people take to it. Oh damn.
I'm gonna show you what this actual advice looks like. But y'all keep talking for a second while I find this video.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, just be a little bit skeptical about something because there's a lot out there. There was this one chick that I was interested in when I was not teaching, but when I was tutoring mathematics. There was this one Mexican chick that I was into. I was into her primarily because she was a virgin, right? But
Okay.
she was really into this jawline nigga, right? So this dude, he had all the pedigree, pre-med, just super fit, jawline nigga, all the works, right? Couldn't compete. And he you know what he did for a living at the time? Those people that stood outside, those muscle niggas that stood outside Abercrombie and Fitch and just stood there all day while cougars grope him and shit. That was his job. I shit you not, right? So yeah,
Okay.
so she was elated by this dude, um, and he what he did was he had this product that he sold, and he had no interest in her, but he had this product that he sold, and it was like a fitness product and shit like that, and they gave these seminars, so she invited me to it, and by this time I knew it wasn't going to happen with her, right? But I went because I was curious. I knew it was a pyramid scheme, but I went because I was curious, right? And what happened? This was primarily an Asian thing, even though the dude that she was into was black. This was primarily Asian event, all right? Because they're the ones who rented the hotel and the hotel space and all that stuff. So went to the event, and I shit you not, you had to pay to get in. She paid for me. You had to pay to get in, sit there while they were supposed to give a seminar, but instead of a seminar, they had an in-shape, short Asian dude played a movie. What's that movie with Terrence Howard and the swim team?
I can't remember the name of it, unfortunately.
But you
I'm
know what
sure I
I'm
never
talking about,
saw
right?
it though.
Well, Diana Ross's son was in it. I forget the name of the movie, but you know, it had Tom Arnold, and you know, but basically he played that movie. It wasn't like a commonly popular movie. I was like, damn, people paid for this shit. So basically, you had like a bunch of in shape people who are in shape, probably not from the shit that you're selling. You know, this is pure diet and exercise. You know, and I think that there comes a point where an in shape person can sell you on anything. It was the moral of the story. It seems like, wait a minute, you know, like these people are part of.
It's kind of like when naturally thin women do fucking yoga or think that they teach yoga. That's how they get. No, that's not it. You know, when they're teaching like supremely like 200-pound women who's trying to do all this shit and they're just rolling their fucking eyes like this motherfucker here. Yeah, but like that's the thing. So let me play this short video that's going to describe following bullshit advice.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Fair use.
Johnson, attack that boom cannon. That's some good attacking.
This is dating coach advice.
She says flank right and take the base.
You guys are flanking up the right side? We just flanked up the right side. How'd it go? Good. Not great. They do have a flamethrower. Did you take it out? But you guys will probably be fine. Let's do this.
Hey, orders from HQ. Attack that flamethrower.
Look at this plan.
This is a great plan. Maybe even an amazing plan. Great plan. This is the best plan ever.
You guys are on fire. HQ says we should try something new. Attack those machine guns.
I don't know how, but somehow they came up with an even better plan. I totally agree. Running straight at the flamethrowers was genius, but this is even more genius.
Okay, you guys are getting shot up pretty bad. HQ wants to try something else. Run through that minefield.
They did it.
And the mine's on top of the ground. They're still doing stupid shit.
But believe it,
Goodness gracious.
they have struck gold.
This plan is no good. Back to the flamethrowers.
I knew from the get-go this was the
This
best
is
plan.
date coach advice in the fucking here. And when they have you practice a whole bunch of bullshit, this is what this like.
You cold-blooded MOT.
Cold approach dating.
Nailed it.
All right, man.
All right, here's
Stormed this
your
beach
pimp
17
pimp
times.
speech for your dating
17
coach.
times we've been defeated. A lot of those times, horrifically. But a new plan just came down from HQ, and it's a showstopper. The key is to flank left around the minefield before we take the base. Now, you're still going to be shot by those machine guns we found in Mission 7. As far as we know, those flamethrowers Gary found behind those trees are still there, and they will burn you. Some of you will be blown up. Guys in this area, I'm looking at you. Especially you, Stephen.
That's me.
And you, Fletcher. And are the Cruz brothers here, Chad and Jeff, and you guys. And even though we've been through this 17 times before, none of which ended well for anybody, I feel pretty good about this. Now let's get that base!
This is date coach advice in the fucking black sector of YouTube. And anybody can pick this shit up and literally start fucking talking about it.
Damn, you, wow. That was cold-blooded. That was cold.
And like you said, with no qualifications either.
No qualifications. None. You can just pick this shit up and just run with it. And he really don't understand why he got claimed out.
I think I'm in the wrong business. I just found my next calling. Yeah, I'm just going to start. Yeah, I can do it, and you can too. I mean, when the guy was throwing those grenades again and again and again and again, and finally a rock happened to fall on the flamethrower aimed at them, that summed it up perfectly. You got to throw all of these before you finally get what you're looking for.
Yes.
Before you finally get one result. So it's too much to get one result. And the other thing is this: I came on here mainly, man of tomorrow, because there were in the video where you're going in on them for about 3.5 hours. I've gotten about halfway through it.
Oh, okay.
There were two things that I put out a video about this. I uploaded it maybe 2.5 hours ago. There were two things that I wanted to confirm because I'm actually living abroad.
Okay.
And I'm living in a culture that generally works. I'll say it works a little bit better than ours, not much though. But one of the things that's not completely destabilized is the family unit. Not right now, not for the ones that are established. It may be hard to establish one, but that's a different story. And that is that here ain't no coaches. They're matchmakers, but there ain't no coaches. That doesn't work. That's not going to work. It's going to take a while before that even becomes acceptable here. It's not. It's just not even acceptable right now. Matchmakers, sure, but coaches, the way we understand them, coaches only come about in certain societies, and that all these societies have one thing in common, and that is that the people in those societies, in those cultures themselves, will say that they're morally bankrupt.
Sure.
If you look and see where they pop up. So like in the West and in certain parts of Latin America, which ironically are the most westernized places, those will be places where it's acceptable. But the people there would say that the culture overall is morally bankrupt. They would have said that maybe 15 years at least before coaches become a popular industry. Now, the other thing too is that you can't use that to make money. It's not possible. No matter how many of them pick you, you can't use that to make money. But you can lose a fortune in less than a year just trying to become successful in that particular arena. And so you're better off, instead of chasing them and spending money to chase them, you're better off just chasing your own money. Even though the money is less likely, I mean, even though money is very unlikely to come, wealth is not something that hits a lot of people. Even still, you got a higher chance of that. And then, then you have the options as to how you want to start your family. But yeah, man, the coaches, they're not here, and they're not in the neighboring cultures that border the culture in which I now live. So no, it's not. That's not the case. The closest thing is the matchmaker, and even then, that's an unofficial business. It's not
Yeah,
something
well,
that.
it's like, but matchmakers are helping people find other people on their level in a culture where things are relatively the same, who don't know each other. Coaches try to get you to change your behavior so you can gain access to something that you normally wouldn't act like in order to gain something temporarily. Like a matchmaker is actually not there to help you get into a short-term relationship. I mean, they're more like getting laid coaches because no one really dates anymore. They just meet up, sex, boom, you're done. That's what's going on here. Unless you're actually trying to be an item with another person, which is really problematic given how many different versions of we have more like versions of dating apps than birth control now. So yeah,
Well,
people still ended up pregnant somehow.
Wow.
right. And it's all, and on any one of them, an average woman will have 400 chicks in her inbox.
Yeah.
So, there seems to be somebody like, I think it was Taz who said something like, because he was talking to somebody who's unfortunate in that department, that you should be, I think it was Ed, he was saying this too, that you should be approaching like 15 women a day, where AMS says you should wait for choosing signals.
Yeah. I mean, it's more economical to me. I mean, one issue versus the other, but people try to make it look like I'm so much more of a man that I could go more than a shit. Yeah, I can get the shit in 10 minutes. Nope. Like that's just the type of stuff you got going on. But at the end of the day, none of this stuff is even presented. But waiting for someone to actually have interest in you actually keeps you focused for a while versus doing all the stuff that they think you need to be doing. So that's just where it's at.
Well, I think that the thinking combined with the technology is part of the problem, because women are going to get saturated if every guy is out there approaching 15 a day. I don't see 15 attractive women a day.
Oh hell no. United States? Shit.
Yeah,
I mean, I can go to
in the US, absolutely. Like, on my like daily rounds or circulations, I don't I doubt I will run into 15 attractive women that I haven't seen before today. So which means that I would definitely have to, because I will run into 15 women, but I would speak to women that I'm not necessarily attracted to. And I think that those are the ones who benefit from this saturation. So, it wasn't really, so on my second channel, I did a video, and you were there, but you got there late. I did a video about a woman who was having a dick appointment. She was having a dick appointment, and she was explaining to women what to do to prepare for a dick appointment. The problem was that she was fat as fuck and ugly as hell.
Wow.
And the worst thing about this, I'm looking up the video now. The worst thing about this woman is that she wasn't even aware of it. Like the whole thing was just jaw dropping. She was saying stuff like, "Oh, and if you really want to get him in the mood, then you need to send him some nudes, some naked selfies." I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" She had no idea, and that's because these 15 women a day is approaching this chick. She had no idea that she had, like, she's the chick that you take when the other 14 says no and you have no standards.
Yeah.
Like she was that chick. I'm looking up the video. Captain Cisco said the only way to see 15 attractive women is to go to Hooters every day. Some Hooters.
Well, I didn't think they got 15 women who actually worked there at one time.
Yeah, that's true. You probably get like 2 or 3 out of there,
I mean, like in Colorado, it's different. They have like whole areas of town where like they have like women's gyms and women's everything else, and people are here super fit any fucking way. So it's it's not that hard of a stretch. If you were to go to Broomfield, if you were to go to like, I don't know, downtown, walking downtown to the 16th Street Mall, not hard to find 15 good looking women. Really not that fucking hard. Especially if it's like 60 something degrees outside. So yeah.
True. No, on a good day, you could, like if you're at the beach or something like that. Granted. And I was thinking the gym, and that's why I changed it and said if you that you haven't seen before. Typically, you go to
like Chatfield Reservoir right now, which is like the closest body of water in any type of. It's pretty pathetic, but like Aurora, and you can see like a ton of fucking good looking women out there. It's always that way. I'm talking about all 100% bangers, Dan. Yeah. So it's not hard. It's just that depends on where you are. And it's definitely not just walking around town. Like I said, unless you're like in a really fit city like Denver, then it's not really that hard.
Right. So here, let me do a screen share. I'll show you. And don't worry, I'm not going to play it, so you don't have to worry about, because you don't have to worry about a strike or anything. I'm just show you her channel. Shit. Right quick, because I got to stop it from playing. All right.
Hold on a second. I need somebody to explain something. Could you explain the second portion of that statement? Dre Top Rank, who is hijacking the message of SYFBM and doing what with it? So how does he write about SYFBM when he doesn't even believe in the shit? I believe in SYFBM, and how am I hijacking the message when I'm preaching the message? That's pretty much what that statement says. Could you explain? What you're talking about? Dre Top Rank?
And who the hell is he calling niggas or suspect?
How can you hijack a message you're already part of? It's kind of like a Christian who dutifully go to church is hijacking Jesus's message by doing everything in the fucking Bible. How can you hijack something that you're already living? Like, come on, dude. And people always say shit like that when they actually agree with somebody, but they try to make it look like they're fake objective, but they really can't explain their point because their point's full of shit. Yeah, so this is why they don't really explain themselves. Because it's very easy. Like, what's suspect about men picking the best women that they possibly can? What's suspect about that? But there's nothing wrong with being suspect about letting yourself get chose by suspect fucking women. There's nothing wrong with that system at all. I don't know, man.
I think he left just to be fair, I think he left the chat. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, of course. Why not?
So he may not have even heard us asking, to be honest. He may have seen, it looks like he typed it and left out. I mean, I'm not an expert in computers to see, but if I tried to type something to him now, I couldn't. If I tried to address something directly to him. Whereas like take oh yeah, Assalamu alaikum S. Kirky. If I try to type something to S. Kirky right now, I could because he's still in there. But yeah, so yeah, I don't think Dre even knew we asked the question, just to be fair to him. I mean, I'm a dick, but I still want to be fair, even though I'm an asshole.
Oh, okay. I mean, I just want to give people, the opportunity to like explain themselves when they say something that logically doesn't make any sense. Yes, the grab and go nigga system is a fucking suspect system, where you don't get shit out of it. And
so you had a question for me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Back in.
Oh, did you have a question for me before I left?
No. Go ahead.
I think you were highlighting a comment and you were going to ask me a question.
Game changer, get the fuck out of here. This person with the dick appointment?
Yeah. Can't make it up.
Wow.
God. Oh, cuss word. Oh, no.
Cannot make it up. This actually happened. I want y'all to never forget that this is what happens when you ask out 15 girls a day. It goes to their head. She has no idea of her, let's call it, situation.
Mm-hmm.
This
Meanwhile, we're supposed to be looking for reasons to disqualify ourselves according to them.
Yeah. Well, Dre Top Ray, can you explain your comment though? Well, he's back. He's back. He's black. He's back.
Oh,
so why don't you answer up? So if no one else can talk in the chat right now, we're going to allow the guy who made a comment earlier about people being suspect, if he could explain his statement. You. Mr. I don't duck from nothing. So we're going to ask him just some pretty basic questions. So what did you mean by the statement? I mean, could you further elaborate on your statement? No, nothing.
Well, what was the statement?
No, he said that some dudes were suspect, and I'm like, oh, well, what does that mean? What do you mean by suspect? Like, here's the deal, man. Yeah. When you run into guys who get their complete masculinity based on the women who they interact with, they're easy to beat. You just have them prove their point. Make them talk. They never have any real point. They just talk and say stupid shit because they think that just marginalizing you along your lack of access to women who also don't respect him is something that's stupid. Like, come on, man.
Well, and that's how you wind up being one of these chicks' dick appointments. Like, because you need that because it's all you got for validation. So when she comes along, you embrace it and you're a dick appointment.
Man, she made a video where she got her public fucking face talking about a goddamn dick appointment.
Yep.
And the video stayed up, right?
Yeah, it's September 30th. It's been up.
Holy shit.
It's been up. And I read the comments on my thing last night. Like, nobody's laughing. Nobody, like, nobody was like, are you serious? They just actually.
Game changer. Bro, y'all know what I did, right? Y'all know my work in the adult industry. And my current, still out there helping with party promotions, Houston, Texas. I got, I'm telling you, every day, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, this is what the women look like at those parties. And they getting mad niggas upon niggas. They got the 100, 200 nigga dick army in their inbox.
Oh, don't say that.
That's insane, bro. Like
I-
that big
if it-
wildebeest.
If it was not for the money in the paper, I just, I'm like, look, I throw out my affiliate links, I make references, but I can't, like, just in all honesty, just have fun in it anymore. It's just not even fun.
But you know what it is?
That's because black men are encouraged to do everything but raise their standards.
Correct.
Well, you gotta realize this comes from their mother.
It's not just the black. It's not just the B-dubs.
It's also like who's the dating
that's a
coach
Western
that
phenomenon.
Well, who's the dating coach that encourages you raising your standards, that promotes quality over quantity? Like which one? I don't think
AMS.
That doesn't exist.
AMS.
Yeah, he does. So
AMS does.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm subscribed to the Patreon, but I didn't know that was a message. But yeah.
No, because he states that he had a reasonably decent love life, but he wanted to know how to sustain relationships with the 9 pluses, or with the I think 8 or 9 pluses.
Well, Iman Perry, lead the 49ers out of this, man. Call them like 76ers or something. That's my team.
But the thing is, you don't have to maintain a relationship with a responsible woman. I mean, she knows the value of a responsible man. It's on her to maintain that relationship.
Well, what he was saying was he wanted to increase his quality, basically.
Okay, I think I get.
Yeah, well,
okay.
you gotta improve yourself and then just leave most of this shit out of here the fuck alone and only deal with quality fucking people. But if you claim to be running through this shit, then yeah, you're gonna be around a lot of unsavory shit. That's just the way it goes. Harambe 199 super chat. Dre Top Rank says we hate women.
And
What?
I like his response,
What?
voice recordings, because like a voice recording could have her on the opposite end for all we know. Like, it's not really like, I don't think the average person with the average love life is looking to like increase the numbers per se, especially if she's included in the numbers. I think that what they're looking to increase is the quality.
Right. Hey, game changer. What's a pre-dick appointment, man? I came in late. What is that?
So there's this chick. There's this chick who I was looking for on my show yesterday. Her name is Morena in Japan, right?
Uh-huh.
A young lady who talks.
Oh, she prepared for Japanese dick?
Hey,
she's like a
game changer. She over there tricking, bro. She been over there tricking for like 3 years, bro.
Who? Morena?
Yeah, I know of her when I lived over there, man. She been over there tricking. She got over there right after I left.
So what's she doing? She buying dick?
Nah, other way around.
Oh, she's selling pussy.
Man, she getting it in.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, so
Okay.
she's making it look like these people want her when she's actually getting paid for the actual experience. Okay.
Well, they still want her. They're just paying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, so a dick appointment is just like that. So I guess in her case, it's to meet a John or what have you.
Right.
I wouldn't say I'm not even gonna call it that, but the Cash App generation.
Yeah. No doubt. She's probably like a sugar baby or some shit like that. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she's extremely exotic there, so she'd probably go for a pretty penny. So I don't doubt that. But so a pre-dick appointment is what a woman do to prepare herself when she knows that that some dick is coming over. And
Okay.
and the cold part is, see, here's the fucked up thing. Because when I was looking for Morena, I didn't know her name at the time. Somebody else tipped me to it last night. I didn't know her name at the time, so I just looked up dick appointment, and that is what popped up. Her thing popped up, so of course I see that chick. I'm gonna click the picture. But there were other women there who also had dick appointments in their titles, and she was, and these were attractive women, And what they were doing was they were giving like makeup and hair tutorials and shit like that. This
Wow.
is talking about drink a lot of water and bring a bag of snacks. You know, make sure you eat before you do it. Make sure you take a shit. Like it was all kind of weird, twisted shit.
So they do everything. They just those chicks though, like the Arabs. They you know they're gonna be degraded and all that stuff.
Well, the other chicks were focused on making themselves more beautiful, while she didn't give a shit about her looks at all. Like, you know, no makeup, no hair. She said, yeah, you got to make sure you match your bra and panties. But when you're fat as fuck, nobody gives a shit. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah.
Let's look at this Urban Dictionary definition. Let's see what we get.
Say that again.
Let's get technical here. Let's look at what the appointment is. For Urban Dictionary. A lot of people like disagree with the shit. Dick appointment, when you schedule to have sex with a guy with no feelings are involved. Okay?
Yeah.
And somehow the second definition, the feeling of disappointment you experience after having sex with someone whose penis was not what you're expecting or hoping for. Hashtag dick appointment. What the fuck? All right.
This is what happens when people give women too much attention, bro.
Too much choice. This is what happens.
But here's the thing: the thought apocalypse happened, and this is real. That chick that made that video, that's no BS. It's real out there. The standards have gone to the toilet. And here's the problem: it's brothers like us who are saying we got standards. You know what? Everybody's against you now. Even the fuck boys are like, oh no. We need y'all, you know, not to have standards, so we can be the only ones out there getting the good stuff. You know, screw all y'all in the Marco Grandes of the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what it represents, standards. You know, I mean, to an extreme, he says nobody 25 and older, but you know, he represents standards. And I noticed that standards get attacked. Like, take the stove thing, for example, right? I was saying this last night. How come Tony Maceo, who's been talking 75 for years, don't get attacked?
Even though he goes in the same circles as those people.
Well, this is not me shooting at Tony Maceo because I don't know, but you know,
the concept of it.
Well, I think that I was being attacked partly because she was foreign, but mostly because I promote standards.
That too, but you weren't supporting a Black American woman. That's
exactly.
mainly.
Yeah, because she was foreign.
Particularly the overweight, lazy Black American woman.
Oh, so I wasn't supporting her, the dick appointment chick.
Oh,
Exactly.
they all got stoves. We know they got stoves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the motherfuckers got stove.
Like these people don't realize, like, as long as you're happy with what you got and you're getting the cooperation and femininity that you wanted, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
These people just they used to fighting and posturing for these women to get their validation and approval. So they're just, their mindset is
not
just
even sex,
unmasked.
just validation and approval.
And here's the crazy part: is MOT said straight up, "I support all y'all's Patreon. I support y'all streams, just like most of us do in the manosphere." We're going like I own 4 of ARC's books, and I'm gonna tell everybody in the chat right now: Mode 1 works 100% hands down, as long as you use it with choosing signals. If you go out there and use it against a chick that don't want you, yeah, you're gonna get me too. But if you got choosing signals, go Mode 1 at that point. Be direct, tell her what you want straight up front and direct. If you start BSing, you know you're gonna get played. You're gonna open up a world of hurt for yourself. But what all ARC had to do was take his book, take his glory, and walk off into the sunset. Nope. Wants to fuck around in a young man's game now.
Yeah, but you know, it's not really Mode 1 in America. Is B1. You got to be Black first to get. It's backwards. You know, like these American Black women are just unfeminine, and they're lazy, and they don't see men as valuable. They don't see men with standards and results and productivity as valuable, because that means they have to be a qualified woman for a qualified man. And where you're just using manipulation, you don't have anything to offer but being Black or being annoying, then they hate a man with standards, because it disqualifies them, and they know it. It's
right.
like, you know, it's like the sun casts out the shadows.
And since the beginning of my platform, I've been getting shit for standards, period. The first hit was Lowcast and BGS. You know, like I've been getting shit for preaching the brothers standards, and I've been getting it from standards, or excuse me, from brothers. You know, I mean, it shouldn't be too much pushback to say value yourself. Listen, if you are her counterpart, if you are like a Phaso Love type, big perm type dude, you know, then perhaps that's your lane. But you know, you should not be going to the gym to fuck her.
Seriously. Like, and they're trying to make it look like your lack of whatever is the reason why you're going through all these problems, not counting to the fact that they don't give a fuck about men in society. They're growing up in a fucked up place, around places where you never were nurtured to be an actual fucking man. Like me, you know, where I'm from, if your ass didn't work, you didn't fucking eat. That's just the way it fucking was in the fucking farm society. You know, if you was one of them type of people, they normally just kicked your ass to the curb. You ended up downtown. You ended up trying to rob somebody. You ended up getting your ass shot and killed. It's pretty much the way it fucking works. Standard issue. Being you know, kicked out of the family and not really having no protection. But a lot of these people grow up in these bad fucking circumstances, and that shit's not normal. Really fucking normal now. So you know, when you have like the other 50-year-old fuck nigga who actually do all this shit and just he decided to turn the music up. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna pack this community full of so many broken fucking boys to where it don't even fucking matter. So that's just what we have with that. So
You know why bum women like bum men? It's because they don't have to do nothing. They don't have to do nothing.
Bruh.
I mean, it's really that simple. You know, most of these guys with nothing, they're living off these bum women because the bum women can live off the system. It's like that matriarchal mindset where, oh yeah, she look out for me. I get to lay on her sofa, so she my woman and stuff. It's really low level, stupid thinking.
and
that's why you
people
can't.
don't look too happy in that relationship because she can
Oh, they're not.
anything. And
That's
she
why
can
domestic violence is.
push them around.
Yeah, that's
do
why
all
domestic violence is the highest in the hood. That's why they're always fighting. That's why we saw a video. Mr. Fantastic showed a video where a man had to put a gun up to a woman to I guess have a baby or something. That's why they do that.
I've seen that shit. He shot like by her at first, and she didn't run and she didn't say nothing.
She smiled. She was turned on because see, when you're stupid and you're retarded, they see that as leverage for each other. He has to use a gun, and and then she sees that he wants her so bad, he's willing to throw his life away for her. So in their eyes, go ahead, you got it.
Yeah, it's where I give props to shit, man. The video we did yesterday about the prison picture that was shared over 100,000 times by freaking Strags. And the crazy part was, you know, a homosexual black man put it up first, but over 100,000 Strags shared the video after that. So all these, you know, jawline ripped up dudes in orange jumpsuits, you know, locked up in bunk beds. To be the funniest part, they were sitting on bunk beds. If y'all ain't seen the picture, MOT, have you seen it?
So typically, they're already bunk bed niggas when they walk in there. Okay.
Hey, you know what's crazy? When you can't survive, these men are so stupid. They don't realize when you can't survive, that's the greatest weakness a man can have is not having the ability to survive. But they're using the women, which see the women are lying to these guys and act like it's a strength, but it's really a weakness because it gives the women control when you can't even survive.
Yeah,
these men don't see basic. Yeah.
Oh God, make it bad. Oh boy, we got City of Truth coming in here, so the conversation's probably about to go left. So
it's all good, man. It's all good.
How's it going, City of Truth?
How you doing, MOT? I just had one question. Good broadcast and everything, but my question is, you know, if we call ourselves, you know, advanced black men and you know, black men who are above the bullshit, why do we spend so much time talking about you know, these low level ass people?
I can answer that. I can answer that because it's these low level people that interfere with productive people. When I'm walking, minding my business and doing what I need to do, some bum who just doesn't have a purpose in life wants to come and rob you. They want to try to put a gun to your head. See, everybody says, oh, just turn the other cheek until you have a gun to your head, and then you wish that somebody dealt with this fool. We're just trying to stop. We're trying to cut this bleeding off.
I'm not saying,
Well,
I'm not
I mean,
saying
how
turn the
about
other cheek. I'm just saying, as productive men, it just seems like, we could spend more time talking about how we can build with each other.
We
Not
are.
really.
Instead of
We
talking
do
We've
that.
already done it,
this?
Harold.
How about this?
That's all I had to say, though.
No,
But to build,
good
to
question.
build, you have to
I
call out the
have
problem.
an answer for you.
To find a solution, you have to call out the problem.
So he left. But here's the basic
Corey.
answer to the question.
He
And
don't like
that,
us talking about his niggas. He don't like us talking about unproductive black men, motherfuckers
Right,
being
right.
over
But-
that shit. Hey man, you talking about motherfucking people, man. You shouldn't be paying attention to us. I'm like, but what happens when 90% of you motherfuckers is what around here?
well,
Then what?
here's this answer to his question. Because I wanna. Like, I do it because I want to.
Exactly.
And I think everybody does it because they want to. You see, you don't have to have a reason to
No.
do it. Kind of like if a person wants to be a primatologist, like if somebody comes up and say, "Why do you spend your time studying primates that are beneath humans?" Because I want.
But not just that. But not just that, game changer. We all grew up in families. We all have intimate experiences in our own families where dysfunction and irresponsible behavior was close to home, and we get tired of this cycle, bro. Like, how are you going to ignore your own circumstance and like, okay, let me try to add something to society by first calling out the problem that I grew up in that shouldn't be a problem, because they forget that some people actually wake up. Some people hear information like this and they actually want to turn their life around because they realize that people can't overcome their circumstances. It's really
that's
having
it.
a positive message.
Yeah,
Right.
and more young black men are turning 18 every day. And I do this because I'd rather see them turn into productive adults versus niggas. And if there's
Exactly.
any video that we do that can make sense to one brother, you know what? Job is done.
We're just trying
I
to tell
can
men
give a
there's
good
more to
answer to
life than women. There's more to life than living for the validation of females. Because when you get your life together for your own standards and productivity, it opens up actually better options for you. That's all
yeah,
we're saying. You don't
all day.
you don't have to settle for the hood. You don't have to settle for caping for some women on Section 8. You can do better than that.
You know, the other thing too is that as far as while we're discussing them, yesterday when I had to I had to supervise an exam. I mentioned this in the video before. When I had to supervise it, I had 18 good students, and I had 2 of them that didn't belong. They weren't supposed to be there anyway. I knew that. I identified them from the very beginning of the quarter. One this quarter, the other one I identified him from the beginning of last quarter. He just wasn't ready because we're not teaching ABC and 1, 2, 3 in my class where I am now. So the question became, well, what the hell were they doing and how did they get this far? And of course, the obvious answer is, well, they cheated, because that's what a lot of students grew up doing here. But the issue became when I busted these same 2 cheating. I didn't just make it up because they weren't ready. I didn't say anything about them cheating till I caught them with my own eyes. But the thing was that when I busted them, some guys that didn't cheat, or that I didn't catch cheating, they came and wanted to defend them. And what we're dealing with in Black America is the exact same thing. It's that you got people that ain't doing this foolishness, but they feel some kind of loyalty to those who are protecting them. And what we're dealing with is a cultural revolution. Most of us ain't really that nigga stereotype, to be honest. The problem is that because we believe the stereotype so much, many of us that are innocent are going to defend the guilty because that's the standard. The guilt is actually the standard, not the innocence. Even though most of us personally choose the innocence, we're dealing with a cultural revolution right now because we got to get in the minds of people to where they say, you know what, actually, it's good to be innocent and you're supposed to call out the guilty for their guilt. That's why we're talking about it.
Okay, it's a quick solution to that, a quick reason for that, Black Card, is because 50% of our population of black people supports that, i.e. the B-dub. You know, not saying all of them, but the majority of them support that dysfunction and won't call it out. And then you got the majority of magos out there, their first thing to do is to acquiesce to the B-dub. So, of course, they got to support the fuckery as well.
Well, it's the only validation that they have. And I'm not talking about the magos. I'm talking about the niggas primarily. They're the only they're like their only voter block. is the B-dub. And really, the only reason why the B-dub is use them for one, security, control, etc., and power. But primarily, they're just using it to leverage us.
Yeah, because we got all this talk about prison reform, jail reform, sentence reform. How about don't do dumb shit reform? How about start with that?
They don't never talk about prevention, how to not to get in the situation, how to overcome the hood, not live in the hood.
Let's lock little Dark Quavius up for 10 years versus 20 for committing armed robbery. The hell? It just perplexes me.
And this is also a
load of drugs, and then it's a non-violent fight. I'm like, the motherfucker committed 2 more other fucking felonies, dude.
Right. And also this is just a response to just the overall feminist overtone where women have this this non-accountability with their behavior, and it's actually having a legal effect that's affecting all men. And in the Black community, this whole let women just do everything and still run and still have influence, it does affect us, because we as men, we want society to be based on man productivity, not women validation. And overall theme of that is affecting all men, like regardless of what side of the fence you're on, that when a society gets away from male productivity and caters to the vanity of women and their validation, that affects everybody. It affects how you interact in business. It affects a lot of things.
Well, here's the other thing. Like, they are defending what they think Black culture is, and now we're defending what Black culture actually was. And these people got a problem with us kind of taking the mantle away from them, because female validation is just such a very easy thing to do. They have to do is put yourself beneath the fucking woman, and it's over. So it's like nails on a chalkboard, or like sunlight to a vampire. Whenever we talking about niggas, the niggas come out. They come out and be like, "Hey man, you got to focus on something else, or to talk about these niggas. They should be beneath you." I'm like, yeah. Sure.
Well, MOT, perhaps because you have a debate on it, we don't want to give up too much game.
No. I mean, the debate's supposed to be next week, not this week. And it's just that it's probably not going to happen anyway, because I don't think anybody's going to step up, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
So we could just talk about this.
Yeah, of course they're not going to step up. There's no debate.
Of course. I mean, because they have the same level of respect for me that the actual woman do, because she can't get shit out of me and share it with him. So why the fuck would they respect me if they can't actually do the shit?
Right. Yeah, and they really mad because they don't have the respect from the women they think they do. Let's call it what it is. The fact that women can bucket them, argue with them, put them out. They don't have that respect. They want to keep the illusion of respect so that they can make money off of hustling this false narrative that they don't even live.
And the woman is in cahoots. She does give the illusion of respect around
the illusion,
quote unquote lames.
But when she'll put you in jail at a switch of an emotion, you have no power.
Right.
Hey, we got to stand in it.
Yeah.
It's just that
passports.
Mama taught us to stand in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that this is a very easy evolution point to be this type of person. They try to make it look like it's this long, drawn out process to become a nigga, and that's just fucking false.
Yeah, here one difference is that they're teaching swag, dom game, running around doing this, that, and the other with your clothes and this, your look, your appearance, versus brothers like us. We just tell, hey, first sign of trouble, Dipset, leave. If she pops off at you, next, walk away.
They're teaching swag to masculine, lazy women. How dumb is that?
Well, they're also listening to the same fucking advice that actually fucking benefits them.
That's like being turned on from having an arm wrestling contest with your girlfriend. That's just dumb.
And losing.
Right.
Yeah.
But man, I see it, man. I hear dudes. I run into dudes down all the time in Houston, man. I need a strong woman. I can't have no pushover woman. She got to give me some. I'm looking at them like, nigga, is you crazy?
These women reject femininity. They reject everything that is in their role and their design. They just reject reality.
I mean,
You know,
man,
for
hairy legs, hairy armpits, big as fuck. Like they embrace that fucking shit. Anything that can make you look like a fucking clown for even fucking with them,
yeah,
they embrace.
if you call out a woman's older now, that's some kind of hate speech because she
Yeah.
won't take a bath, man. What is that?
Oh,
You
really?
just
That's the new thing now?
Yeah, I mean, I heard them. They talking about like men complaining about the odor of women now, and when you tell women, take care of yourself, we shouldn't have to be shamed for how we smell. Like, what kind of logic is that? I saw an
What
article based
the
on some
fuck?
foolishness like that. Yeah, bro. Look, I'm trying to tell you, it's real bad out here. They don't have no accountability even for the logical, obvious things. You can't even tell a woman to take a bath without her thinking that she's being shamed. You're actually helping her. But see, these people are so stupid. They don't take accountability or responsibility for nothing. If you complain, just having a complaint is on the person complaining, not on the person that actually has the problem.
Right. It's your fault for having a complaint.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the kind of people you talk to. This is why when we have logical, reasonable debates, what's the first thing they do? Name call. They get emotional. They don't have any solutions. They don't have any actual points to make their point. They just come with name calling, and emotion because they don't have a point.
Right.
They're
Right.
just posturing to
Go for it.
yeah. They just posturing to get the low level people thinking to go ahead and growl and make their noises, their animalistic noises. They have nothing reasonable to say. They just want the posturing of the crowd. That's it.
What's going on is they're in a defensive position because they're trying to maintain the status quo, meaning
Yeah.
that they don't have to prove their point. They just have to drown out you.
Stop you from having choices, so that way their point can stay the way it is.
Well, I mean, in an argument or debate, they don't actually have to win the argument or debate. They just have to loud talk you and over talk you, so you don't get your point across. They just have to silence you, not really pitch their narrative because their narrative is the existing one.
Yeah,
So and that's probably the reason why you don't have an opponent tonight, because under a structured format, it's not going to work.
yeah, I noticed on
yeah.
Xanatos's Clutches channel the other night, trying to have a reasonable discussion, MOT let your boy rock for like 5 minutes. As soon as MOT would try to say anything, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, can my man get his word across? That's the thing. They know they wrong, so they can't, they try to shut you up through their, jibber jabber.
I was done with the black collective overall when I started to hear. When I tell people personal responsibility and being wise is your solution against injustices, okay, the world is going to be unjust. These people go to any other place on earth, there's going to be some form of injustice, and lazy, unproductive people will always suffer. So black people need to take control of their lives. They need to do, value the right things, productivity, and having some wisdom about how they manage their lives and their behaviors. And we can avoid a lot of the loopholes and thrive. The biggest problem in this so-called black community is the fact that they don't ever take accountability for anything. Nothing that they do is ever the problem. Like if they want to say that white supremacy is this all-encompassing force, then why don't they stop feeding themselves right into it? Why would you say something exists and then take no accountability to be responsible to how you maneuver in it?
Hey, I'll tell you, Hawk. This is what it is, man.
Talked about that spiritual.
Hey, I'll drop this before I take off.
Go ahead, Blackheart.
Well, Kendra D talked about that. Talked about exactly what Hawk said. Why they would say that it's this all-encompassing.
Oh, you gotta take this.
They would refuse to. What it is this, Hawk. Angry Man also said it, and that is that they will say that it's this all-encompassing force because I would say because it is. I know it is because being here, I see remnants of it as well. Although it's just not dangerous and violent, but it's here. But the thing is that they are looking for us to storm the fortresses of white supremacy and get ourselves killed in the process, in the hope that maybe they'll get the spoils of war later and get to live like Miss Ann. They got that Miss Ann syndrome. And so they're looking for us to take care of everything while they go through no sacrifices at all. Not even so much as hiding a brother from the forces of white supremacy that tend to come up when you fight back against them. That's what it is.
Brother, I hate to do it. I disagree with that completely.
Fair enough.
I'm be completely wholehearted and 100% with you. niggas do not want white supremacy to end ever.
Well, I agree with that too. I agree with both of y'all.
Oh yeah, both of
They,
them.
Yeah, niggas don't.
this,
Exactly.
I mean, what they do is they're claiming to challenge white supremacy just to rally the people behind their banner, but they're not actually planning on attacking.
Yeah, because they're perpetual victims. They're perpetual victims. That's their hustle.
They're perpetual victims. Like, what would they do if they actually did, get the Infinity Stones and defeat white supremacy? What would they do then? It's like, then what? They don't want it to end.
Oh, I mean, dude, they'll just snap away all the productive people. That's what they would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they really want a society. They live in a fantasy, a retarded fantasy at that. They believe Wakanda is a place where, black people don't realize if it was just nothing but niggas, not productive black people, but niggas, they would hate that world. But they want to believe that somehow niggas can coexist and that somehow nobody will be robbing each other, killing each other. The women would just always, they live in a lie. I'm not even call it a fantasy. I'm just going to call it a lie. Because they have objective reality about the hood and how black people treat each other, but they won't ever deal with black on black crime. They won't ever deal with the irresponsible mating choices of black women and how they treat their children.
Behavior. I mean, they're not going to create a world where they don't exist. They're trying to create a world where they do exist. I mean, they already got the results of their community. So it's like, it's kind of like when somebody give you 3 wishes, they don't allow you to wish for like infinite fucking wishes. That's what it's like talking to niggas sometimes. It's like, at some point, you have to realize that this shit is fucked up and you have to do something to fix it. And not with my fucking labor.
I think they got a fetish for slavery, man. I think they actually got a fetish for slavery. They like being slaves because that's the only point. That's why they always go back to slavery. I'm not negating that it exists. I'm just talking about the fact that the only thing that's going to keep you from going back to becoming a slave is taking control of your life. Well, and it's like they'll never want to do that.
But the excuse and victim go ahead. I'm sorry, Game Changer.
No worries. Slavery and white supremacy is really both a rallying call to black people and a shaming tool to white people. Slavery, gimme. Slavery, follow me, and we will end white supremacy. It's a rallying cry as well as a shaming tool. For too long.
Yeah, anybody out here making money, anybody out here making good choices is not thinking about slavery. All right. If anything, we're appreciating what people went through to get out of it, but we're not thinking about it because we're too busy making money. We're too busy enjoying the fruits of making good choices in life. We're not thinking about something that happened 450 years ago.
Sure. I mean, so it's like, look, it's either you want progress or you don't. At the end of the day, having your own shit, like dude, these people come over here, they work a minimum wage job for 2 or 3 years, and they have a house to pay off in cash. Like 7 or 8 of these people could have saved their fucking EITC money. It could have bought probably the fucking house that they're paying $35 a month to fucking live in. They could have been bought a long time ago. And while not having more fucking kids, they could have been out the fucking shit that they're in, man.
And the craziest part that gets me, they don't realize most of us didn't come from wealth. We actually came from hard times. We actually came from dysfunctional families, and we've overcame our situation, and we're living proof that you don't have to be a victim. We actually are living proof. They want evidence, well, we're the evidence.
Nah, brother, you too lame. You can't be from the block. You too lame. You too lame for the block. Come on now.
You'll never get a respect like that, Hulk.
Yeah, because for some people, hardships are motivation. Hardships are a stimulus to overcome your situation. It actually causes people to achieve, for people with intelligence. If you're in a hard situation, an intelligent person would want to, they want to achieve something. They want to overcome it. They want to persevere from it. They don't want to sit there and just get stuck in it and just complain, but don't do anything to change their situation. Yeah, but if I hated my family, I wanted to prove that I can overcome my family and actually do something beyond what they cannot do.
Yeah, it's like this. Actual restrictions and environment is supposed to create greatness among people in general. right? But when your own restrictions come from your own people towards each other within the same environment, then nobody can actually naturally progress at all, period. So that's just where we're at. Hold on, let me get a $5 super chat for Dollar Watching. BW don't want nothing but monkey branch from one form of supremacy to another. Yeah, I mean, they go between resource supremacy and then back to nigga supremacy. And then monkey branch back and forth. And then if you try to put them in check, you got a whole army of do nothing niggas, army of do nothings to come out here and like, this shit's normal. Protect us. Like, yeah, that's what.
Man, it's just stupid, man. I mean, it's like when you tell them the benefits of having intact families and people valuing the right things in a family, they say, well, that's not a problem. They don't ever say anything's a problem. We talk about the breakdown of family. We talk about irresponsible choices. We talk about, MOT and many other people tell them how to start businesses, how to make money, how to take advantage of opportunities with government contracts, how to start from nothing, how to do this. These people just don't want solutions. They want to complain. They wanted to say, I'm black, and that's all I need to be is black. I don't have to have results. I'm black, I'm black, I'm black. That's it.
Yeah, it's just at the end of the day that this shit didn't work, man. That's what happened. This shit did not fucking work. It didn't
Oh,
work.
yeah, I'm black. Yeah, they want to say I'm black and I can get the attention of a black female. See, these men don't understand, or these males don't understand that the women are using them. And if they do understand that they're being used, then they're weak. And they're complicit in being used because they don't want to produce results.
Yes, and as long as it's easier to fight for complicity than it is to fight for independence. And people don't have to realize that's what's happening here. So, like, when I say that none of these people exist in other societies, all you have to do is basically be fucking productive and you're off the fucking market. They already have people chosen for you. So they try to leverage men's lack of sex in this actual marketplace here to push them into results that are not actually results, that is only going to do anything but cause the exact same problems and circumstances that they were trying to escape in the first place.
Exactly. And they complain about black men walking away from women, but we're not walking away from women. We're walking away from dysfunction. And if the majority of black women happen to be dysfunctional, well, that's on the problem of the women. That's not on the men. Men are not going to sit there and walk towards dysfunctional, uncooperative women. We're just not going to do that if we have standards and we're actually producing results where wise women would appreciate. Why would we go to women that don't appreciate the things that we stand for? No man will do that. Only a boy will sit there and say, well, that's my mama. Even though she was a crack fiend, she's a black queen. Only a boy would think like that.
All right. Like, here's like an example here. Okay. People they don't understand the difference between proactively talking about a problem so that way people have solutions to it and reactively talking about a problem and offering no solutions to it. They don't understand the difference between those things. It's like me when we have to have meetings here. We talk about shit that actually happened within the fucking work environment that we need to fix, right?
Right.
So technically, if somebody else looked at the situation and didn't know or didn't give a fuck about the results, they would turn around and say, why are you complaining about things that are happening within the work environment? I'm like, because they keep fucking happening over and over again. Because, you have to measure shit all the time. Otherwise, you'll just let shit just go to the wayside. The next thing you know, lots of money. Then somebody could probably get fucking hurt, which could turn into a lawsuit, which
exactly.
And that's somebody's payday, or my fucking insurance rate could go up forever as long as I have this fucking company. But the actual employee looks at it as, why do we have to talk about this shit again? I'm like, we have to talk about this shit again because the shit that's going to happen to me, not your paycheck. You're going to get your same paycheck. So to them, they're already getting fed in their scenario. So they don't have to worry about any of this other shit because they're not trying to be responsible for anything else. They just got what they think is theirs and they're like off the market. So they really don't give a fuck about all these other moving parts.
And you know what they say? They say we don't care about black people, but we're the only ones caring about black people by trying to help them. Not helping black people is telling them to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. Not helping black people is telling them why they're being foolish, that somehow they're going to overcome, which is a bold-faced lie. You're not helping.
I mean, because, other than the title, I doubt that people are fucking listening because they don't want solutions and answers. Because remember, there's a lot of failure that is created on average in these fucking black environments and spaces. It just is. So if these people are coming to the internet in ways that I couldn't coming up, after my father, my grandfather died, like if my brothers and my one sister were to have the same type of advice that we have right now, this shit would already been fixed. They would already been known to be concentrating on their productivity. They would already known to like not be a certain type of environment. They would already known that shit. So whenever we start talking, it's like fucking kryptonite to these niggas who want to keep this shit happening forever because we're trying to take their power base away. Why it's okay for them to take our power base away, which is a functional fucking environment.
Exactly. See, what we're doing has actual results that prove it's sustainable and it works. And they don't like that. All they have is emotion and fantasy, which is an illogical fantasy at best.
Yeah. What's going on, Vision?
How you doing, John? How you? I like where the conversation is gone. Hello. I like where the conversation has gone because the one thing that's bothering me or has bothered me is our image. You know what I mean? Like I'm in a different country, yet that image that's been promoted of what, you know, with Pookie and Ray Ray and you know, some of the black women and things like that. And I think this space here, this manosphere, this black manosphere, I think we're all kind of coming together and like we're tired. You know, we don't want to make excuses, but you know, we have to have an issue with how history has been betrayed, right? You know, like slavery and like slavery has happened all over the world, yet, you know, our slavery is the one story that's been told. And I think we've talked about this, like, how is it that the Jews can recover from their Holocaust? How is it that the Japanese can be put in, you know, concentration camps and then they'll get, you know, they'll get compensated? How is it that Japan gets nuked, you know, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, yet, you know, you guys go in and fix it up? So like, I just feel like our image is a problem. You know what I mean? I felt in my life I was being judged by the image of a black man. You know, he's lazy, he's a drug dealer, which is not true. You know, and then we as black people too, or black men, sometimes we lose our way. Like we all want to become great dancers. We all want to become basketball players, you know, NFL players. And you know, if you're African, you want to become a soccer player. Like no one was thinking, like I shouldn't generalize, but we weren't thinking businesses and, you know, getting into like engineering and things like that. And this space is changing that, right? With the Black Brain Trust and all the different channels as well. And so, yeah, you know, that's how I just want to say the image has always been the problem for me, because every other community, they have dysfunctional people too, right? Like, you know, you have rednecks, the Chinese community have theirs, yet, you know, it's never talked about. But, you know, in our space, we're always talking about, and the one thing I do want to say quickly, I remember playing basketball, I heard this term, you're only as good as your weakest player, right? So like these guys are going to affect our image, and we really need to repair our image. Yes, let's get away from the slavery, let's get away from colonization, but that has to be rectified. Like the world can't get away with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you see, another thing these people neglect to say is that, like we say, we have results. We're living results that they can't refute. They can't refute that MOT is a successful businessman. They can't refute that there are black men with functional, peaceful families, whether it be with a black woman or a non-black woman. The whole idea is that they have families, they have businesses, they are thriving. If this white supremacist argument, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but if it was all encompassing, if what you do and how you live didn't matter, then the men that actually have results wouldn't exist. And they can't handle that.
I mean,
they can't handle that.
Well, they don't want white supremacy to end for the same, like, see, the thing about it is when you really want something done, then you do it. Like, take Israel, for example. What if instead of for actually building Israel, they just kept asking for provisions to build it? Then there's no motivation to actually have it built. They don't want it built. They just want people to keep giving them money until it's built. You know, they want white society to keep giving it money in order to, you know, not to actually improve the situation, but to perpetuate it.
Yeah, definitely. Because they chaotic people actually manipulate better in chaos, because they want to they want to thrive in a thief and criminal society because they don't they want to see people lose so that they can sit there and complain about it and make a hustle off of failure.
Right. Well, with all the years of affirmative action and all the, you know, welfare and shit like that, was the provisions used to improve the state of Black America and Americans? You know,
it had the intentions of doing so, but I think it just, for lack of a better term, kind of ingrained mediocrity to get that kind of token position, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Can I say this though? The image is the one that's causing me some issues because I feel like in Africa, the image that we get to see of Black America is like Boys in the Hood and you know, a gangsterism, and if it's not that, it's then Soul Train or dancing and things like that, right? And then I remember back in the day when they were showing images of Africa to the West, they were showing you Ethiopians with flies in their face. You know what I mean? And we are the world and this like that. So I just want to keep it in context. You know, like Haiti has not recovered yet. You know, a lot of Caribbean countries and African countries are still struggling through, you know, well, China's there now, so we'll see how that goes. But like, you know, IMF and World Bank, they give them loans, and then they, you know, they set provisions of what to do with those loans. And then we also had bad leadership actually in both sides of the continent. And so I think we got to start getting the right people in position. And you know, let's stop taking out our leaders or our guiders. You know what I mean? People who are going to guide us to a better place. And that's it's very interesting. You know, other communities are getting it done. One thing I do remember watching a documentary on China, and they were saying a mayor of one of their provinces could run any country on the planet. So you know that they push for excellence. You know what I mean? And then I like this term: cream will always rise to the top. Yo, if you're good, you're gonna make it, man, and nothing is gonna stop you. But then you should not take that person down that you know, has achieved greatness. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
But they hate that.
You know,
They hate that.
I was like, oh, what's going on, Miss Fantastic, man?
You got it, bro. What's going on, man? What's up, MT?
Oh, chilling out, man. You know, just giving like a business kind of post-mortem of that guy's career, what the fuck he did wrong. And you know, just moving on from there. You know, just trying to move Black men forward, you know, making sure we ain't got self-improvement motherfuckers who want to stand underneath that motherfucker, but then trying to take his audience and trying to turn them into improved men while sending them off to the same fucking dagger class of motherfuckers, man. Like that's the last one who's gonna be doing that shit in this fucking space. Remember, you ain't part of the fucking manosphere, so you shouldn't be in this motherfucker trying to take motherfuckers down, trying to fuck with people over here and that type of shit. And especially what this is the shit that you're doing with it. Like, nah, man, we can't be fucking allowing that type of shit to be happening over here.
Well, yeah, man. Like I said, we talked about it the other day. MOT quality assurance. You know what I mean? You know, that's something that a lot of people aren't familiar with. And again, man, you got your lane, you do your thing, but the biggest thing I don't think the manosphere gets credit for is the manosphere never really goes out and goes to the fucking self-improvement dudes. You don't go out to the pro-Black motherfuckers and tell them, bro, we're having a conversation amongst ourselves and everybody wants to chime in on it and be like, no, nigga, you wrong. No, nigga, you lame. No, nigga, you ain't getting no pussy. No, nigga, you ain't this. And it's like, bro, if we're so, you know, the fucking least of the least, the bottom of the bottom, why are you concerned? That's what I don't understand. And shout out to Hulk. Hulk said something too, man. This whole white supremacy thing. Show me one Black man that's successful, whether it be financially, popularity, or anything otherwise, that got there without a white man. Just show them to me. That's my major counter, and that's my major, you know, fault that I have when people come up with this white supremacy bullshit. Because again, if you take away white supremacy, you're on YouTube. That's the white man's internet. That's the white man's platform. Using Google, that's the white man's fucking platform.
Facts.
Using Facebook, that's the white man's fucking platform. You again, over 90% of businesses owned in America are not or white owned. So again, man, I mean, you know, and even if you get into it where you're a personal business, what's one of the major complaints about fucking Black people and being business owners? Niggas are cheap. Niggas always want to hook up. You know, niggas don't support. So again, man, you can't have it both ways, and that's what I constantly see. You know what I mean on the whole situation. So that's just my little piece on it, man. And as far as that the old Willie D Williams goes, bro, how are you 58 years old? Shout out to the brother. He had a birthday that same night. And you
Oh, that night he got taken out on a B-day?
Bruh, bro, how are you 57 at the time? You're about to be 60 years old, bro. You're less than 3 years removed from 67 years old. I mean 60 years old, and you're out here making 18, 19, 20-year-old mistakes. It's like, come on, bro. But then, like you say, you wanna direct the lives of young black men and tell them, oh, you're not this, you're not enough, and so on and so forth. That's the thing too, man. That's where that QA, we have to start. Black men have to start being our own fucking QA, man. And like you said, calling that shit out, man. So again, bro, you can't be some player from the Himalayas fucking dating coach since what? I think he said his book came out in 91. Since 1991, you're going on a fucking 30-year run almost. And now all of a sudden, at the end of everything, you skeeting in a bitch that's half your age and getting her pregnant. Come on, bro. Stop it.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. But like I said, man, that's if you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not going to do it. A matter of fact, I'm one of those people who just have to look at what we have, and I'm looking at what I want for my life, and I'm just, I value, I respect Mr. Fantastic having a family, having a wife and kids. That's kind of what the black family should look like, and thank God we have some men who can live that example and show that it is possible, and that is the best form of inspiration, is to actually have results to show, like Mr. Fantastic and Gabe are men who actually can show that they married black women and they can have functional households, and that's good for men to see that, because I'm not, I'm one of those people, like, I respect Ramil and everything, but I'm not going to tell dudes to pump and dump, but I understand why they do. I'm just going to say, for me, look, man, it's good, like, to have a kind of structure in your life. But I respect everybody in the decision as long as it's, yielding results. Like, don't be irresponsible. You could be irresponsible in a marriage, and you could be irresponsible as a single person. Just be responsible. Don't focus your life on validation of females. Focus on your productivity and actual manhood, which is being able to survive, being able to contribute and thrive in society and compete. Just focus on all these masculine principles, and white supremacy will soon just become an opportunity for you to use. And you won't be getting used by it, but you can use it to elevate yourself. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. I gotta jump off, but respect to y'all, man. This is a good conversation.
Yep.
All right, peace, bro.
Well, so the one. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, the one thing is, like, for example, Marco going to Colombia, he's having fun with his, 18 to 24. But if he ever decides to settle down, if he does, I don't think he will. He'll find himself a good black submissive woman. He'll have children, and he'll be able to teach them right from wrong. And I think that's how you build. Like, I do feel that we do have to get with the right women. So the passport thing I do support, because if as Donatos Clutch always says, if you're not supported in one market, you go to another market, right? Go to a market where you are accepted. And the world is your oyster, man. Once you can get around, we just gotta get out of environment. And I think men have to take, in the black community anyway, men have to take the rightful position, and they have to lead. And these women need to stop trying to compete with us. You know what I mean? And,
exactly.
If they're gonna keep,
there's no sense in selling air conditioners and to Eskimos. Like, it's just useless. You find a better market, sell it in Arizona or some shit.
Yeah, it's just that you can't stop these people from competing. They're actually, like, outing themselves as people who you shouldn't fuck with. So now, once you stop fucking with them, and they have less people to actually deal with them rather than the men who actually are with them, that's a good for us. It's just that the only thing that's different is dude is walking off from the shit. Like, if they got to push back, like, real early, they probably would have stopped this shit at some point. Given the fact that men just said, we don't love your ass no matter what the fuck you're going to do, that's what's the different shit is.
Yeah, and like I said, that's the correction, the course correction. I think we're the first generation to bring that, man. You know, this whole, you know, happy wife, happy life, you know, cheaper to keep her, all of this shit. No, man, listen, bro. No money is worth your sanity and your peace, man. No money is worth that. So by all means, and more importantly, you know, we're trying to tell dudes how to vet these women, you know, more so than anything.
Yeah, it's just at the end of the day, man. What's new is that we're just telling people to have some basic level and line of fucking restriction.
Yeah, exactly. Fantastic. Did you see the dick appointment chick I showed?
The what? What? No, wait, what?
See? Everybody gets surprised whenever you say that, man.
You say what? No. Like she had a dick appointment with like as like a date, or like she trying to fuck?
Well, yeah, she basically was saying, telling women how to prepare themselves for when they have a scheduled appointment to get fucked. Yeah.
Oh, like hygiene or what? Like what's the premise? Everything. What's the premise?
Well, I think more important than that, because there's a lot of these videos, is who's saying it. This was an extremely unattractive woman. Fantastic. Well, here, let me go to the.
Well, I'm not even surprised when you say that. I'm not surprised, but I mean, but who's going to get more dick appointments than an ugly bitch?
Seriously,
her market is cornered, bro.
If she can look like that and still get an army of dicks, it's kind of over. You're not gonna change somebody's mind state like that, man. The only thing you can do is not choose the motherfuckers who actually think like that. That's the only thing you can do.
Right. And motive. I mean, primarily, I think that they're trying to sell you access to that, which reasonably speaking, most guys do have that already. You know, I don't know. I never shot my shot in, you know, so I don't know if I'd get rejected or not, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, that wouldn't happen. But here, I'll bring up the pictures because you gotta see it to understand. Fantastic.
Damn, bro, it's that bad, man. We also use some Gabrielle Sidibe, / Tyrona Burke type shit.
I don't know who Tyrona Burke is, but
it's not like hold up, let's move. Mute up.
You gotta mute, bro. Yeah, you echoing. Feds.
Yeah, so here's the thing. It's kind of like if
echoing now.
Say something.
Or am I good? Am I good now?
You good now?
Okay.
All right, so
how y'all doing today, fellas?
Yeah, he's trying to say something. He's still telling you chill. Just wait. You gotta say something.
Yeah, so like Mr. Fantastic, like imagine like if you Google sassy black woman, like if you seen what that Google picture looked like, it's pretty much a sister. Like if she had like a sister that was in the family, she would look exactly the same way.
Oh man, let me see.
All right, hold on, I'll bring it up now. I found it in the history. Let me do the screen share.
So Mr. Fantastic is going to Google sassy black woman.
Oh come on, man, stop it. Oh yeah, I remember this meme. Get her out of here, man.
No, I mean everybody know about the pine saw lady. You know, that's the power of pine. So everybody know that. I think that's the same one, right?
Nah, that ain't the same lady.
Oh, the pine saw lady is not the sassy black woman?
No. She's not the woman in the meme. That's not the same one.
Okay. Now,
okay.
Now, Mr. Fantastic, compare what you're looking at to that.
Oh Lord. Oh, the sassy black woman is better than her. But damn.
That's what I'm saying. You're both unacceptable. Look who have the dick appointment video.
That's a bear, MOT. That's motherfucking that's Smokey right there. All she need is that fucking park ranger hat. Jesus Christ, brother.
Yep. And she was talking confidently about her dick appointment. She was saying shit like, you need to seduce him. You need to send him some selfies, some nude selfies. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh man.
What the fuck?
Pre-dick appointment rules. Fill you in Fridays.
I swear to God, I would have thought this is Biggie's daughter.
Oh,
More like his clone, a fucking female clone.
Right, yeah. This is Biggie Large. This not Biggie Smalls. I didn't even click her thing last night, but let me see.
Her shirt is quadruple X. God damn.
Wow.
I thought we moved on from the triple X, quadruple X t-shirt days. Why is she wearing one of those?
Because that's just like a tight, that's a fitted shirt for her. It was supposed to be baggy on regular people.
Fitted shirt.
But for her, that's like a fitted shirt.
Let's see, how long she been doing this? Let me see. So this was September.
Yeah.
So this was September 30th, what's the name? So she doesn't have a large following. So I mean, she's being taken kind of semi-seriously, but not very seriously. But again, the fact that she has the gall to fucking get out here and talk about, damn, bro. She got that motherfucking, that Transformer makeup on.
Oh.
Without that makeup, man, Jesus.
She just looks like a walking, talking health disease, for real.
Damn, man, that's bad, man.
I look at her and I get a high blood pressure.
All right, man.
Look at the titles. Intro to King, BDSM fetish roleplay, fetishes, foot fetishes, navel fetishes, and more. You can still get a sexually transmitted infection.
Bro, hold on, bro. That's a vibrator in the thing, brother. Wow.
She is a highly sexual. Oh God.
Oh wow. God. I hope those don't, bro. That's you know what she can do though.
Hey, you know why they say you shouldn't eat junk food and stuff like that?
Bro,
because the grease they use comes off of sweat from people like this.
Oh damn, look. That's what they do. They put them under a heating lamp. Like they just put them under a heating lamp and just they make them stand in a bucket and put them in a heating lamp.
Zero hate. She's
I'm
about
telling
40
you.
Stone. She's about 40 stone.
That bitch got 700 calories in one drop of sweat alone, bro.
But hey,
God damn. Well, I mean, her sweat is syrup. Like, her sweat is Aunt Jemima syrup. Hey, look at this title.
If she was smart, she would corner the disposable dildo market because there's no way she'd reuse. No way. I'm pretty after she uses any type of sexual toy or whatever, that shit, if it doesn't disintegrate, it self-destructs like motherfucking Mission Impossible. The shit just blows itself up. I quit, bitch. I quit. Boom.
Listen at this. Like sending nudes, sex gifts, premature ejaculation hack, expiring sexologist, Klein Manny, number 3. Inspiring sexologist. Like somebody is likely fucking her.
Oh, most definitely.
Which is the most disturbing thing ever. It's disturbed. This is the mentality that it breeds when you have no standards. This is the end result of having no standards. She has no idea. She thinks she's a regular woman. She thinks that people think it's a gift to get a nude from her. It's not a gift. That's a curse.
And people probably pay for it.
Oh,
no,
God.
no, MOT. No, I rebuke thee. Stop it, MOT. No.
These niggas right here? Okay. Jeez. Yeah, a lot of pay, Miss Fantastic.
Not paying for it now. God damn. I mean, they pay for it in mental scarring, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Give her money? I hope not, man. Those are terrorists. Those guys can be tracked down, fucking and publicly humiliated and stoned. Not all the way to death, but at least to the intensive care unit.
I mean, but these are the women out here making the videos, and we're supposed to ignore all this.
Wow, man.
Okay. All right. So, all right, man. We've had enough, game changer.
Yeah.
All right. Defense rest.
I just ate, man. Oh.
No more questions, Your Honor. No more.
Oh.
Yeah, well, me too. But I developed an immunity when I showed it on the panel yesterday. But yeah, the shit's awful. And
Gabri Citybabe's out here hustling now, huh? Trying to be a YouTuber.
Hey, MOT is that who was a game changer? MOT, thank you. That's her. Only you.
Only you, black man, save this woman. Only you. Only you.
Oh God, man.
You know what? We need to make like a poster to have like only you, black man, can give her a stove and a bunk bed. Only you.
Oh God. Yeah, I guess the question is, why didn't I buy her one, huh?
Yeah. She's missing a bunk bed.
She's dark skinned. How come you didn't buy her one? Oh.
Yep. That's where we're at, folks.
Yeah. This actually happened. I was shocked. I seen the shit last night. I was shocked.
That's just where we are with this stuff, man. We just need to keep rehabbing this conversation and not give a damn about what people think about it. Because people come through like, you hate women. I mean, because ARC even told me in like one of his responses that I make videos about black women all day. Then he said some bullshit last night on Reg the Bad Guy channel. Like, this dude goes more point. What the fuck you doing on YouTube? Motherfucker, Grant Cardone, like, dude, like, is that what it is? I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing with my time equity other than creating other motherfuckers like me? Like, come on, man. But that's what it is, though.
Hey, guys, can I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
I just want to keep this in keep this context in check. Sorry, can you hear me? You know, Kobe Bryant could have gone to Duke. You know what I mean? Same thing with Grant Hill, and like sometimes when you and even Kyrie Irving, like when you go to Duke, you're no dummy, eh? Like that is a high academic college. So like I'm still on this. You know, like if you want to play basketball or you want to be a rapper and you want to be this and that, no problem. But still have your plan B. You know what I mean? So if Kobe didn't make it in basketball, he would have got a Duke and made it in that realm. Is what I'm trying to say. So keep your options open. Like in our culture, we've been sort of marginalized to be basketball players on football. But that's the image anyway. In our context, that's the image that's been promoted. Where education is just as important. Not everybody's gonna make it. I remember a Conspiracy to Destroy Black Children. I forget the author. He at the time that book was written, he said only 4% are ever going to make it to the NBA. And now you're competing with Europe and you're competing with China. It's not going to be as easy. And so, I just want to keep that. I like the space. We're thinking black men, and you know what? The other side needs to start doing the same thing. Or they're going to get left behind.
Well, like I said, they ain't figured it out by now, man. Winter is here, bro. Winter is no longer coming. Winter is here. So at this point, those that will approach and ask, that's the only ones I feel like we should be concerned with, because you know what I'm saying. And then too, I say it's an age limit, man. If you 30 some odd years old, you got to figure it out, bro. You too grown, in my opinion, for me to have to carry you, you know what I'm saying, hold your hand, set you this, that, and the other, and then me to have to try and, you know what I'm saying, get rid of your bad habits, untrain you of what obviously you haven't figured out in your own life for 12-year adult years, but 30 years total, and then try to get you to get on the program, which has been proven to fucking work. Mind you, you've been seeing the same shit I've been able to see since 18. But because you want the admiration and the applaud from niggas, you know what I'm saying, you're out here wasting valuable time of your life. So again, man, like I said, this is why all the psychologists in societies had this shit figured out. Whenever you want to start something, you start with the children, because the children eventually become the adults. And far too often we are the select few, unfortunately, out of the fucking, the crack era, crack epidemic, the final divorce boom, 80s babies and late 70s, man. Like I said, bro, we seen the worst of the worst. And this is why we got all of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucking nigga infestation now is because parenthood didn't exist in the late 80s, the 90s. So by all means, bro, like I said, at this point, you on some very, very selective of who you saving, because, bro, I'm not carrying no nigga on the battlefield that got a chipped nail, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. If you get wounded is one thing, but for me to carry you the whole fucking time, you got 2 legs, 2 arms, and eyes that can see just like me, you crazy at your fucking head, bro. You got to fight your fight just like I've been fighting mine. And,
Hey,
and go ahead.
No, my bad.
Nah, and I'm just saying, man, it's been far too long. It's been far too long of, like I said, you smart niggas, older hood. We didn't beat you up when you was young. We didn't, you know, we didn't give you wedges and shit. So when you make some of yourself, you come back to the hood, you give back to us. No, nigga, you a fucking man. You claim to be on this man shit. A man gets out and he makes his fucking own. And he takes care. Go ahead.
They're asking for credit for absence of a negative. Like, we didn't do this to you, you know. And then that's assuming that a person can't be intelligent and defend himself from wedgies. But I want to go back to the chip nail thing that you said. What if their great grandfather died in a war? Would you carry them in?
Fuck no.
Okay, because that's what they're saying when they say slavery. Like, we carrying me because, my great grandfather died in the Civil War. It's weird. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, man. Nobody.
I also
go ahead.
I also want to add. Like LeBron and Iverson and even Kevin Durant are the exception, but like Kobe, Michael Jordan, Ray Allen, even to a certain extent, Michael Jackson, they came from stable homes, Like they did, and then of course the parents grow older and grew apart. So I just want to say a strong family unit does play a role, And
I wouldn't use the Jacksons now. You're getting a little too far. I wouldn't use.
Joe Jackson beat him to success, bro. Beat him to success, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I get Joe. His kids came out different, but he at least understood discipline and excellence. You got to give him that. He did promote discipline and excellence.
Yeah.
As a boxer, he didn't believe in second place.
Yeah. All right, let me call the 1999 Super Chat Black Assassin. First time donating, staying to fight, Bella veteran here. Yep, Air Force right here, man. Yep, I enjoyed myself, man. They turned that military thing into something the fuck else after that fucking 9/11 shit.
MOT, bro, MOT, so the Navy, I don't know if the other branches are doing this shit, but MOT, they just started a thing to where, bro, you can be in the military playing video games for 8 hours a day, bro, as a recruiting method now, man. Online gaming, going to cosplay events and all this shit. Bro, shit done changed so much, man. I can't call it, bro.
Well, what about so it makes sense if China is doing it too. And then instead of her having an actual war, you could just, hash it out over PS3.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose that one, bro. Them Chinese dudes done been like world video game champions, bro. I don't know, like 28 out of the last 30 years running or some shit, man. That's gonna be tough. You ever game you remember the arcade?
Yeah.
You remember like fucking all the fighting games? Like I know shit, but
we get waxed on that shit, man. Like,
yeah, Marvel Capcom and shit like that, bro. If you seen a little Asian kid in there, bro, just keep it quarters, bro. You seen a little Asian kid in a fighting game? Nah, I'm good. I'll wait.
It's like Madden, and you got somebody who's like uploading their own plays and shit. Like, yeah, back in my ass, whoop, bad. Yep. So what it is, man. So what's going on, Joe? Let's see what's going on.
See, nothing, man. I tried to catch the stream, but I've been kind of busy. What's going on with? I just wanted to touch base with y'all.
Not much, man. What's going on? You got anything to ask?
Nothing. Well, I was gonna ask, like, I guess because I was told yesterday some stuff had happened or whatever. I mean, like, can you just give me like a brief summary of it?
Man, no, man, I'm not going through all that shit again. You got something else?
No, that's it.
All right, man. All right, later, bro. Back what we were talking about earlier. Man, look.
Hey, is there a card? Some dude was telling me that that in the Marines, so you probably know it's fantastic. There's something like a card that if you just get tired of it, you drop the card and you switch assignments or something like that. I don't know. He was saying that it was getting weakened because
no, like game changer, like they started that shit when I was in the Air Force. Like if somebody's yelling at you and you can't handle it, you can pull out this card and they have to leave you alone and shit.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, stupid shit like that. That was happening in actual basic training. It happened like a class after mine, and that's what the shit was.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's a boot camp.
It's a training.
That's a boot camp thing. That's not really like in the when you actually in the real military thing. But I can tell you this, bro. It has they really work real hard with like I guess like mental health and stuff like this because bro, motherfuckers are. Hey, they getting up out of here, bro. They taking themselves up out of here over the stresses and shit. So that's a big revamp going on. At least in the Navy and the Marines, they going over that shit, man, to make sure motherfuckers is cool because motherfuckers and it may sound a little dark, but motherfuckers at least they killing themselves and not coming in doing no motherfucking it's active shooter shit at work. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. I mean,
I did meet a dude. I used to work with a former SEAL, and this dude was he was scary. He was scary. He was like, look, if I see somebody down the street and they scream, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's like, because he murked me, but like, and they scream my name, he just like, I'm gonna keep walking. I don't know you. I don't know you.
Yeah. You don't. Yeah, bro. You don't ever. That's one of the things, especially with them. They turn. You don't answer to just somebody randomly screaming shit out in public or whatever the fuck, bro. That's the easiest way to get your ass clipped, bro. Because they don't know who you are, especially for them. Like for them, real shit. Like and they don't know who you. They'll just yell the name out and instinctively, you know what I'm saying? Oh shit, who called my name? Hey, your ass be up out of there, bro.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it from his. I was very young. I didn't see it from his point of view because I was. Like this is like I was in high school. He was a manager at the fast food place, and but he said that and if they come close, I'm gonna break them down. I'm gonna whip they. I was like, God damn, because I'm thinking like, what if he actually knew you?
Well, and then too, you gotta be careful, man, because the story time and MOT, I'm pretty sure you had one of these, bro. So man, I'm getting ready. I'm telling everybody I'm getting ready to go to the military, right, or whatever. And this dude, man. He was cool. He's cool ass. Okay, but he always had these crazy ass stories, and he always finished it up with, "I ain't lying. So he talking about how man. I was in the Navy. I was gonna be a SEAL too, and we got through everything, and we going through the training, and we got to the point. We got to the hand-to-hand combat, right? So they go to the one guy. And he go down the line, and he put a move on him. Bam, he fuck him up. He on the ground. And he got to this last guy, and I don't know what he did, man. I don't know what he did. He must have pissed him off or something. But man, I ain't lying. I'm telling you, man, I saw it with my own eyes. Man, he motherfucking reached in there, ripped his heart out, man. Hard in his bare hands. Hard in his bare hands, man, beating. And I'm like, for real, man. He's like, for real, nigga. Yeah, man, I ain't lying. He ripped his heart out right there, man. I was like, hey, man, go ahead, man. You got it.
Yeah. Also, let me read the super chat. $10 super chat. You guys save lives. Don't stop. Nice appetite. Yeah, man, because we need to stop these niggas from fucking growing. We need to shut down the nigga farms, man. But not having you replanting your seed into one of them nigga farms. You got to stop this shit. You can stop. All you got to do is shop somewhere else. That's it. That's all you got to do. Because these motherfuckers are fertile as shit, and they need that fucking juice of motherfucking ass.
Hey, that shit is more guaranteed than playing the lottery, MOT. These niggas don't know.
Well, if your dick out of these motherfuckers, it's a guaranteed fucking win.
I will
guaranteed.
Just so y'all know, I will be reporting from Marco's crib this time next month. Just so y'all know.
Yeah, and I will be doing the reptile report every fucking Sunday, so that way we can keep an eye on these niggas about what they talk about and their actual fucking progress that they're making in this fucking space. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll keep an eye on these niggas. Make sure that they don't grow too tall this time.
AOMOT, and Game Changer.
What's up?
I never had a chance to tell y'all, but as being homies of C Boogie and all of that stuff, don't y'all feel like he knows what y'all about, but it's like he just has to take another side or something? Because I feel like he's not dumb. Like, he knows what this shit is.
Well, I don't really think he's dumb or anything like that. So Steve Boogie was the one who suggested that I become a YouTuber in the first place. So, all due respect to that aspect of him. What's happened? Okay, so you gotta understand, Smooth, that the narrative that he promotes has significantly changed in the last year or so. He went from succubus and things like that. Okay, to give you some perspective, his initial bout with Obsidian was because Obsidian called MGTOW losers, and C Boogie was defending the MGTOW at the time. So you see how different the narrative is from now to then, which is okay, because people change and people grow all the time. Now, because we have divergent platforms, we still remain cool as long as we kept our reasonable distance, which we have. You didn't really see him on my shit too often in past months, and vice versa. So the only thing that happened last weekend was, I seen him on. He's still my boy. He asked me to come up, and I came up. But then, the platforms collided. So that's all that really happened. It's not like it's not a major thing, but we definitely have different worldviews on where we want to take our audience.
No, it's just that for me, the reason why I came here is the reason why I kept doing shit. I did not change my message at all, period.
Right.
And I'm still on the same shit that I was on before. Men self-improving and men leaving these problematic women the fuck alone. I don't think that there is a lot of feminine women out there. I think the culture hands down feminine women. I don't think this is some shit you can get like some banana peppers on a sub at Subway and shit. You can just re-put the fucking thing back down. I don't think that femininity fucking works that way. But I think that level 2 is what these women are getting when they're actually are coming here. They want you to level them up so that way they can be presentable to other men who they actually visit. Because you have to understand that we're like the select few of people who actually get this shit. For the people who actually do get it. But there's a lot of people in American society and life who just matter the fuck out the moment you try to hold women responsible and try to hold her ass in her irresponsibility as a testament to their manhood. And I just don't believe that shit. I just don't believe it. And if that's not the case, then don't team up with people who are known for not giving a fuck about male leadership type issues. If you talk about women, you part of this dating coach shit, but you want to be kind of like an actual, self-improvement person that's based on using the dating coach model to kind of turn those people into different people. Come on, man, we can't be allowing that shit. I mean, because that's just not what the fuck we're here for. It's just that we're here to self-improve and to stay away from problematic motherfuckers, not to make problematic motherfuckers more appetizing. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm here for. So that's it.
Can I say this? I want to talk about the military narrative here. It's very interesting, Israel and South Korea. I think in South Korea, a lot of these guys breakdance, right? But they have to get at a certain age, they have to stop breakdancing, and then they have to go join the military because I think it's mandatory because of what's going on between them and North Korea. A war can break off anytime over there. In Israel, I think you also have to join the military, and there's countries in Europe where you have to go for 2 years, and then you go do your thing after that. And I think, sorry.
Yeah. You're right.
So
you're right.
Fellas, logically, we got military bases up here, right? And logically, I'm like, man, even if I'm pissed off at something, it's just something in me that says I don't want to go mess with this dude. You know what I mean? You don't want to challenge somebody who's trained how to handle combat situations. And so like that's the logic that's kind of sometimes missing when I hear threats going on this space from dudes that are supposedly like street dudes, and they're kind of challenging dudes who have actually served, right? And so again, and to all the men out there, if you can, get your hands up, take martial arts, learn, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, Vision, well, here's the problem in your whole logic.
I'm just saying, like, yeah.
Vision, here's the thought process and logic behind what you're saying. Just because you're black, niggas think they equal to you, no matter what you fucking accomplish. It doesn't matter. They're niggas, they outrank you, period. Doesn't matter what training you got. Doesn't matter how much you went to school. Doesn't matter if I'm a fucking business owner. The fact that they are a nigga and I'm not, they outrank me on the point scale.
Damn, MOT. Like it don't get no sadder and simpler than that, man. Exactly, man. Oh, nigga, you ain't nobody. You ain't special. You who you think you is? And again, it's like, bruh, what are you talking? Like, look at you and look at me, like, bruh, like, and then the fucked up thing about it, MOT, is when you oblige them and you're like, okay, well, do you really want to play this game? Or you really want to play this game? Okay, I have a career. I own property. I have an actual bank account. This is my credit score. What is yours? I have a skill that I can use for a lifetime that will be lucrative enough for me to make at least this amount of money stateside. And if I really want to go about it, I can go overseas because I have a security clearance and I can clear 6 figures, not even working a full year, tax free. So you know what I mean. And so again, when we get to it again all the time, MOT, man, and this is the whole sad part about it. Niggas don't understand the world. They think that the little town, the little city, wherever they're from, is the world. And that's why they try to automatically say, well, oh, nigga, you just like me, or better yet, like, where you came from, a motherfucker tell you, 18, 20 years later, oh, I remember you back in high school when I'm like, nigga, what? High school? What are we doing here? And again, because niggas are as comfortable. Niggas are only comfortable with you when they can see themselves over you. So they have to. That's why niggas live in the past. That's why they always bring up, what I'm saying, when they knew you or felt they were somehow greater than you, and then they're going to reduce you and forever keep you at their level and never higher because, like MOT, you a nigga just like them.
That's it. It's not,
I scored 4 touchdowns in a single football game.
Yeah. And just because you did that, you ain't got to do shit else in life. Nothing else beyond that fucking moment. Not even graduate high school. That's the day.
The Al Bunny from Pokemon. Al Bunny from Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean, but you have to realize this is the type of people who you are fucking dealing with. So you're trying to understand people who require no fucking understanding. All you have to do is learn how they fucking think, and it's kind of over from that point going forward. Because at the end of the day, they don't bring anything valuable to any type of discussion. They just take value out of everything they fucking come across. That's what they do. I mean, they don't create anything. They're parasites. Emotional and psychological and definitely financial fucking parasites. I can't really put it to you any easier than that. This is why it's easy for me to leave niggas the fuck alone. Because they're already at their completed state. They're not going to get any better or any worse. They're at an even wavelength of nigga. Can't negotiate with them. Nothing. Because no matter what reason that you bring to the table, it's like pairing a fucking goddamn chess with a goddamn pigeon. You set all the fucking pieces up, and next thing you know, the pigeon have walked over to the other side and shit all over the fucking board. Why are you fucking trying to play this game? That's it. But the other thing is that dudes are surrounded by these people. They see this shit as normal, everyday fucking behavior. And that's another problem here, is that people see this shit as fucking normal. So you don't have to try to understand people whose team you're never going to fucking be on. You're never going to get those people respect anyway, because their whole mind frame is about forcing you to deal with them on their level. That's how it works, man. It's not that hard. It's just that accomplishment is what they don't want to deal with ever. And since that's the fucking case, as long as you are accomplished, they're gonna look at you as beneath them. This shit really ain't that hard, but it needs to be that fucking simple because this shit is really not that hard to figure out. And these are the people who get to operate with actual free reign in the fucking community. They ain't got to fucking earn their place to be a nigga. They just already there. There's always another nigga army right there to help them fucking level up to nothing. You can't change it. Only thing we can do is grow our fucking numbers by letting motherfuckers know that you ain't the only non-nigga out there. There are other non-niggas too. So don't try to understand it.
Can I say this as well? Like, like Shaq, LeBron, and Bo Jackson, and Ricky got that running back that used to play for Miami. Like, can you imagine? Yeah, can you imagine trying to, like, these guys were trained in like combat and trying to get your hands up with somebody like that, right? So I just want to kind of keep this in check. Like, we excel in sports, we excel in things like that, but now it's time to start applying that in other areas, right? In academics, as well as in, get in the gym, get in the dojo, learn how to fight, man, the box, Wing Chun, whatever. It's time to spread in other areas because it's been proven with the image. This is the positive image that the image of a black man also can excel in those areas, but it's time to expand. And it is out there in other areas, but they don't promote that as much.
Vision. Niggas are not expanding ever. But they can't. Again, you're trying to make reasonable and rational assumptions about people who's never gonna fucking change. Period. They're done. There's nothing you can fucking do for them. The only thing you can do is put a whole bunch of distance between you and them. It's the only thing you can fucking do. We're trying to recruit motherfuckers who don't have this type of mind state, dude. Because there's no way you can fight them. You're always going to be outnumbered. Always going to be outnumbered. And they're always going to turn their fucking back on you the moment they don't get what the fuck they want out of you. So this shit ain't going to fucking work. So that's where we at. Yeah, which video are you talking about? I mean, that Reg the bad guy shit last night, that's his own level of fuckery by itself. But no, man, it's just that, we're just gonna be moving on, man. And we ain't gonna be allowing these motherfuckers to be taking the narrative from fucking black men. So that's what we got here. Got anything else, Miss Fantastic, before I get up out of here?
Oh man, hey, I really, really appreciate it as always, MOT, man. Hey, somebody's gotta fucking, make you take the medicine. Somebody's gotta tell you the baby's ugly, right? And MOT is the man with the plan, bro. So as always, man, I appreciate you, MOT. And keep doing what you're doing, bro. And I'll catch you on the next one.
All right, cool. Vision, got anything else before we get up out of here?
We were talking about coaching earlier. We were talking about that, and when we all play on team sports, we have to respect. I want to say the leadership class again. Every community has it, and usually people become leaders through merit, right? So you're not going to become a 5-star general just because you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to read. You're going to have to do the work, and you're going to rise. And so, and then, coaches will determine who the team captains are. And once positions are determined, play your part and let's go. And let's stay out of the way of the people who are making things happen out here. Let's get out of the way of the people who are going to be providing people with jobs. And I'm kind of starting to understand what SYSBM really means, because we're all in this space. And you first got to start with self, right? Save yourself. And then once you save yourself, don't go try to save everybody. Save those who want to save themselves. Those who choose themselves, those who want to be better. So, and that's why I'm in this space. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes there's jokes, sometimes there's laughter, but we're here for serious business too. And for the young people out there, if you're 15, if you're 18, listen to us and do your best to learn from our mistakes and go out there and be the best that you can be. I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much more you can do other than that, man. Because that is already too much for people to even realize, too. So you got to be sure that you're doing your fucking best out here and that you're not turning it over to the people or trying to get their respect at a later date. You can't be doing that either, because once you're out of there, you got to stay the fuck out of there. You drop the propaganda leaflets about how this shit's great and you get the fuck out of there. You don't fucking walk up in there, motherfucker, doing stupid shit.
And the one thing I want to say is don't go in the snake pit to get bitten, right? So if there's a snake pit or there's a bunch of crabs in there, stay out of there. Get out and never look back. Never look back, man. Peace.
All right, cool. All right, Game Changer, you got anything else before we get up out of here?
No, MOT, I just want to say, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything that you, that you did for me, and, that you taught everybody who's listening, so we appreciate you. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out and subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah, man, because y'all have to realize it isn't the story of niggas who we trying to tell. We're trying to tell the exact concept of what actually happened and why this shit makes sense. So if you let them tell it, you just went over there and you did that shit. But there's a lot of shit that happens between there and now. And we got to make sure that we got the narrative straight before we let these people just go off and try to just take down decent motherfuckers who can actually do a lot of good for black men versus people who definitely don't have black men's interests at heart at all. So that's all I got, man. Thanks so much for y'all for coming on. The stream about the first half anyway was about the business things that ARC did wrong. He had total control over the market. All the first people did. And normally when you're in a cartel like that, because it could have been a cartel that they could have 100% controlled the people who got in, the people who got out, they could have had surefire laws in place, and boom, they would have been able to protect their product. And this is why when you go into somebody else's marketplace, they'll find a way to ice your ass out pretty quick the moment you start to get productive or even competitive with them. We got to be able to find methods like that, so that way you won't be like this business case here. So thank y'all so much for listening. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and y'all guys have a really nice day.
All right.